you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
This is the Adam Gold Show.
We about to play Howard University on Friday night. I see Virginia Tech staff member on our sidelines. So I'm like, what's this dude doing on the sidelines? Oh, well, he's here to go see Bulldog because he and Bulldog had a relationship. And first of all, Bulldog's not that nice of a dude anyway for somebody to come see. So I already know that's the first lie. But Virginia Tech was actually on my sideline recruiting my running back. So thank God they didn't get him. He went to UVA. He got $400,000 though, $400,000. Wow. So he's starting at UVA now, and I hope they kick Virginia Tech's butt.
Hey, it's the Adam Gold Show. Welcome to your Friday on air. I am Adam Gold. That is Victoria. That was the voice of Trey Oliver.
Yes, we like Trey Oliver.
NC Central's head coach. Yes, big fan. Mm-hmm. Not afraid. Not afraid at all. We have reached the point in the summer where ESPN Ocho is on.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So, not really paying attention to it, but I am logging what I have seen. I saw paintball.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw wiffle ball. And now something called Omega Ball. No idea what it is, but I'll try to figure it out. But they have play-by-play and a color analyst for it. And the play-by-play guy has a pen. So at some point, he will write stuff down.
Yes, it's very official.
Oh, apparently Omega Ball looks like three-way soccer.
Wow. I don't know.
I'm intrigued
Waiting for
now.
cornhole to
I'm intrigued now.
show up.
Yeah. Do they call it corn? They call it cornhole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we have rock, paper, scissors?
We should.
Rochambeau is what it's really called.
I like it.
All right, so we've made it to the end of the week.
Uh-huh. It's definitely a Friday.
There you go.
Where
was the enthusiasm for that?
There's some things going on.
Need more enthusiasm for that.
I know.
All right,
I'm working on it.
All right, good. Do we need to get like a Celsius going in there?
Yeah, especially if it's the ones that are apparently high noons instead of a Celsius.
What?
Oh yeah, there was a little issue with making some Celsiuses, I don't know, and high noon cross paths with the Celsius cans, and so some Celsius cans have high noon instead. And so you could be drinking a Celsius trying to wake up for work.
Like the company screwed that up?
I guess, yeah, in the production line. So it's...
I think I would know that right away.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah.
I think I would know that right away.
Just going to work, trying to wake up, and all of a sudden you got a buzz. Like,
wow. On the way in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
Victoria's starting early today.
You're right. It's just a Celsius, guys. It's fine.
Okay. Let's just start because we're going to talk about technology. And we have some Panther stuff to talk about, and you can listen to as well. The NFL returned last night.
It did.
For those people who listen to our show, like promos, like when I get done with today at 3 o'clock, I'll go into Rusty's studio, and we will record, hey, coming up on Monday's show. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, I ain't going to lie, most of the time, I don't really know what we're going to talk about, so I got to make something up.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did the promo. I said we're going to talk about the Chargers and the Lions, and then I went, a game I will not watch. I watched like 6 plays. Trey Lance looked very good. They had the Hawkeye system doing the first downs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Automated first downs. For people who are like, where have I heard Hawkeye system before?
It's different.
If you watch Grand Slam tennis, other than the French Open, which doesn't use them, I'm not sure Wimbledon does either. But Australia and the U.S. Open absolutely do. They have lines, people, but they don't need them. They don't need them because the lines are automatically ruled. So now we are judging, did the runner get the line to gain, which is a first down, or the goal line, and they can tell via computer, via camera. All right, I'm here for that. It still doesn't correct why did they spot the ball a yard short or a yard beyond where the ball actually got. Usually it's a yard short. But that's, baby steps. We should do better with marking the ball.
Yep.
But still, I'm okay with it. Do we have Herm Edwards?
Yes.
All right. As you could expect, Herm Edwards, a big fan of, as a former coach, of technology helping out his game.
Just take the card like they used to do and just slide it right over the thing and say, is it a first down or not? Stop all. Before you know it, they'll have robots going out there measuring it. Let's stop it already. It's too much.
Wait a second. Herman Edwards is not a fan of it.
No, I guess not.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to have robots eventually, but they're not going to call penalties. But when you get to the linear part of sports, it either is or it isn't, right? And I'll draw a comparison. I'll basically play devil's advocate with myself here in a minute. But when there is linear, or when there are linear decisions to make, it's not even a decision. It is a yes or it's a no. If technology can aid you and not unduly delay play, and this doesn't, the technology can get you the right answer within 30 seconds, well, then this is the proper way to use technology. So I'm a fan of this. Now we just we need to have somebody spot the ball better. But again, that can be handled with technology. All the referees they're mic'd up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if not all the referees, at least the main referee,
right? He's
mic'd up. He can just wear an earpiece and just, they can say from the booth, Bernie marked that ball a yard and a half short of where it actually got to.
Mm-hmm.
So move the ball forward.
Good job, Bernie.
Right, exactly. Bernie's terrible at his job.
Yeah.
So I would be a fan of that. And I know people who have listened to me talk about this say, hey, what about the strike zone? What have I said? Pitching is art.
Mm-hmm.
My view of it. It doesn't have to be right. That's just my view of it. Pitching is art. And I think it is about deception. So if you fool the umpire, which, by the way, I've seen a lot of videos, umpires have been fooled a lot lately.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not been a good week for the men in blue behind home plate. Not at all. But it speaks to my other problem about baseball is that we don't necessarily need an automated strike zone. We need to hold bad umpires accountable. We don't have to kick them out of the league. No. We just say, you know what? You can't umpire at home plate.
Right, exactly.
You get third base.
You watch some tape for a minute.
My God. You can't be that bad and be in the big leagues. There have to be better umpires. All right, we're talking football. All right, now to we have one issue, and we'll get back to it, but I want to bring up the one issue, and then we'll get to the Panthers. So we had NFL football last night. Mm-hmm. We have 3 pretty significant contract holdouts in the NFL. You've got Trey Hendrickson, who is now a hold in. He has reported to Bengals camp, but he's not doing anything. I mean, he's probably working out in the gym and lifting and doing some work on the side, but he's not getting on the field. Micah Parsons with Dallas, and that is now turning ugly, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's become personal.
Dragging out too much.
It's become personal. And Terry McLaurin, wide receiver for Washington, who has now demanded a trade. Now, he doesn't really want to be traded. He wants to be paid. Here's the problem. I think before the Week 2 game for Washington, Terry McLaurin will turn 30. In the NFL, that's usually the line of demarcation, if not sooner, where you start going downhill.
Right.
Right? So, and I know we have a lot of Washington fans here, and they will understand what I'm about to say. For me, Washington should bite the bullet as a team, bite the bullet, and sign him to the least painful bad contract they can find. So it's going to be a bad contract no matter how you look at it, because you're going to commit money to a player who 2 years from now might be useless.
Yeah.
No offense. Hopefully Terry McLaurin, because it's not automatic with wide receivers, but there are very few wide receivers over the age of 30 that are at the top of the league.
Definitely a gamble.
And McLaurin wants to be paid like a top wide receiver. He's not going to get Jamar Chase money. He's not going to get Jefferson money, Justin Jefferson money. Not going to get that kind of cash. His cap hit is $25 million this year. But I'm sure there is somebody. Washington's got cap room. I'm sure there is somebody in Washington that can construct a contract that will give McLaurin a bunch of upfront money that won't be too damaging to the salary cap, where Washington won't have flexibility this year, next year. They're below the cap for next year too, I believe. But still, here's the problem for me. If you are Washington, if you don't repair this relationship, if you don't pay Terry McLaurin, who's your other option at wide receiver? I know you traded for Deebo Samuel. That's awesome. Deebo Samuel is way more Swiss Army knife than he is wide receiver. Yeah, he is a good wide receiver. He ain't Terry McLaurin. And how many games is Deebo Samuel likely to play?
Yeah.
And we know that number is probably not going to be double digits. Maybe it will.
Yeah.
Maybe 11.
But who would be surprised if he got injured?
Right.
Yeah.
He's a walking injury.
Yeah.
He's had plenty of injuries. He plays a certain way that is going to leave itself open to get hurt. McLaurin is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Washington's got to pay him, knowing that 2 years from now, this year, next year, if you're lucky, the third year, probably going to be a down year.
Yeah.
Assuming he doesn't get hurt. But if you're Washington, you don't have any alternative. You've got a second-year quarterback. You have decided that you can win this year. I'm not saying they can't. I think they can. Always going to be difficult in year 2 after a meteoric rise, but my gosh, don't let this get in the way of this season, because they don't have another option at that position other than Terry McLaurin. Gonna have to pay him.
They might as well make a run with him. Why not?
Yeah, but like, they want to be smart.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be the least dumb you can be.
Yes.
All right, well, I want to hear a couple of things about this, and then we'll get to the Panthers. Harry Douglas from ESPN, worried about the rookie quarterback now.
How concerned? Are you worried? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because he is the number one target. He played a major role in their success last season, and also the development of Jaden Daniels at the quarterback position. You're going into year 2. The last thing you want to do is have a disgruntled wide receiver who was your number one guy, who had 14 catches and 227 yards and 3 touchdowns in the playoffs last year for you. So now who's going to fill that void? Who can you count on? Or who can Jaden Daniels count on?
Exactly. Zach Ertz, older tight end. Zach Ertz had just under 700 yards receiving last year. McLaurin went over 1,000. The next best wide receiver had about 500 yards, and I can't pronounce his name. I can't. 13 touchdowns for Terry McLaurin as well. On top of that, there's this. Jaden Daniels, one of his best traits as a passer is the deep ball. Those are basically all Terry McLaurin.
Yes.
So, all right. Transitioning to coaching staffs. You know, ESPN's been doing all these rankings. Position groups, this team, this, the blank. All right, so now the latest ranking on ESPN is ranking all of the league's coaching staffs, 1 through 32. Who do you think is number 1, Victoria?
Ooh, coaching staff?
Coaching staff, number 1.
Of the NFL?
NFL, yes.
Oh, let's see here. I don't know. Is it Harbaugh?
Well, we have 2 Harbaughs.
I know. The one that's been around. Baltimore.
They're 4th. Baltimore is
Really?
4th. Coaching staffs. This is not head coach.
Okay.
This is the entire staff. Baltimore is 4th. Minnesota, number 1.
What? Really?
This is according to ESPN. It's not mine. Not my ranking.
What?
I couldn't name you enough coaches on any of these teams, including the Panthers. 2 was Kansas City. Get it. 3, San Francisco. They would have been number 1 were it not for the head coach.
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just kidding, Kyle Shanahan. 5 was the Rams. 6, the Broncos.
Wow. Okay.
Broncos might be sneaky good this year.
I know, and
like
I hate
legit
that.
good.
Sean Payton.
7, Buffalo. Also held back by the head coach.
Yeah.
8, Philadelphia. 9, the Raiders.
Okay, what are we doing?
New staff, Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's in the lead, so Hall of Famer.
Yes.
10, the Packers. By the way, Mike Tomlin came in 15th.
Oh.
The Pittsburgh Steelers came in 15th.
Yeah.
Held back by Arthur Smith. I have good news and bad news about the Panthers.
Oh, boy.
You want the good news or bad news first?
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Bad
All right,
news.
bad news first. The Panthers were 24th.
Okay.
Their coaching staff was voted 24th in the league. By the way, I'm glad you chose bad news because you were going to get the bad news first anyway. You want to know the good news?
Yes.
They are viewed to have the best coaching staff in the division.
Nice.
There you go.
For whatever that's worth.
Atlanta 25, Tampa 26, New Orleans 30.
Oh, with the stinky NFC South.
Yes.
That's
the Cowboys.
Oh.
29th.
Okay, well, at least we beat the Cowboys.
I don't know if that encompasses the general manager or not. All right.
It should.
Now, to the Panthers specifically, because we are well into training camp. We're about to put the wraps on basically what amounts to week 2 of training camp. And we talked about it yesterday. We've talked about it with Jim Zoki. We got wide receiver. The wide receiver position for the Panthers is in focus. By the way, apparently it was a good practice for tight ends today. I don't believe they ran the ball well. All the reports are defense won today, which in a lot of ways is encouraging, but it's also at the expense of their offense. So I've never really understood how to deal with that.
Yeah.
I always will ask a coach based on your scrimmages, like, if your defense plays well, what is it? Is it your offense? Or what? Like, anyway, Mike Kay, Charlotte Observer, who covers the Panthers, friend of this program, we're going to kind of peel through how this is going to play out. And we'll start with the former Clemson Tiger, Hunter Renfrow, who, according to Kay, might be creating problems in personnel.
Hunter Renfrow is going to get some legit playing time if he keeps playing this way. Like, if he goes into the preseason and does what he's been doing in practice, like, I don't know how you keep that guy off the field, even with Adam Thielen there. I mean, if anything, I wonder about Jalen Coker's spot in the rotation because really Cochran should be the heir apparent to Thielen, but Hunter Renfrow is making it impossible not to keep him on the field. So it's an interesting dynamic right now.
Okay. I asked this question yesterday. There are 7 good wide receivers because Jimmy Horn also has been opening up eyes.
Yep.
And he's a draft pick, and they want to keep their draft picks. Let's just think about this for a second. Maybe you keep 6. So, Mike K., who might be the odd man out?
But David Moore makes sense because he's a vested veteran, so he's not subject to waivers. He also would have his full contract guaranteed as a vested veteran if he's on the week 1 roster. What you could do in theory with the new practice squad rules stemming from COVID, you could place him on the practice squad for a week, make waiver claims, do whatever you need to do, and then bring him back week 2 and put him on the main roster. Like, he is a guy that only really wants to play for Dave Canales, and so I think sometimes you have to kind of take advantage of that with roster construction.
All right, now, is there another way, and before you even hear this, I just want you to know I am dead set against this. Is there another way, Mike K?
I could see a contender coming by and being like, hey, we'll give you a 5th for Adam Thielen. And, I mean, you might be hard-pressed to say no if you even Hunter and think he can be a starting slot receiver.
Nope, don't like it either.
Okay. I have a serious problem with this. People understand I am in no way a Panthers fan.
Right.
I am an interested observer. I want them to do well. I have great respect and admiration for you.
My sacrifice.
And I want you to enjoy watching your football team.
Thank you.
That means playing well and winning.
Right.
I would love to see them in the playoffs. I would like to get to December and have meaningful local games to discuss.
That'd be fun.
That would be a change of pace.
It would.
So I want them to do well. I have a hard time. I knew that we were going to get to this. The more you look at it, the more you go, yeah, I know they just extended him, but yeah, 30, whatever he is, 34, 35, he's an older guy. But man, he has been so important for Bryce Young. I think it would be a major mistake to allow Adam Thielen to walk out the door. A major mistake. No offense. David Moore doesn't get a job before Adam Thielen does.
No.
Look, I know David Moore and the head coach have this great thing, but it's not like you would be keeping around somebody who's a potential 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah.
So, look, for my money, Adam Thielen operates as a wide receiver, but really as an interior tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He is the big target among big targets because Tedero and McMillan and Xavier Legette are both big targets.
Yep.
But Thielen operates that way. Look, if we get into the season and Thielen is not contributing, all right, then that's another conversation to be had. But, no.
Thielen was one of the main reasons we even won a few games last season. So he could be 300 years old, but he's still good.
Adam Thielen, I'm going to flip it. Bryce Young is lost. He was lost anyway, but he is super lost as a rookie without Adam Thielen.
Big time. Adam Thielen is his safety blanket.
It is. And the reality for the Panthers, I'm not saying their offense won't work. It will work. Their offense can work without Adam Thielen. But there is a comfort level for the quarterback until he really establishes himself. I just don't think you give up like a 5th round pick.
No.
Like, I'm not saying there's no value in a 5th rounder. There's some. but not enough for me to give up that guy. Mike Kay is an awesome reporter for the Charlotte Observer covering the Panthers. So this is not about Mike Kay's crazy, because I'm sure that he has seen or heard some, maybe not rumors, but ideas floating around. Like, some team comes to the Panthers and offers a fifth. Like, man, I would not disrupt my quarterback.
Yeah.
Because I think it would do that for a 5th round pick. No way. All right, we're going to break. We'll ask that question of Will Brinson. He's going to join us. We're going to talk football. Mike Felder next hour. We got the Roundtable. We got a lot of stuff to do here on the Adam Gold Show.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
Here's how you know the Bill Belichick hype is through the roof. At ACC Media Kickoff, Dabo Swinney, one of the most popular, famous coaches in the country, was walking around giving interviews, and almost no one was following him. That's because every media member was up at Bill Belichick's press conference hoping for just a few seconds of audio from the UNC coach.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday. The very first Tuesday.
New scratch-off tickets are available on the first Tuesday of every month.
Announcer said first Tuesday.
Brand new scratch-offs, brand new fun. Now from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Every first Tuesday. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop, but the perfect time for a Bojangles Bird Dog. A seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supremes, dill pickles, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all tucked inside a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or 2 Bird Dog Combo for just $8.25. Available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Why world-class? Because it has a crisp and superior taste. That's world-class. It has only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. That's very world-class. So, if I'm seen drinking it by association, am I world-class? Oh yeah, Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Lenovo is celebrating 20 years of calling the Triangle home. Through our Evolve Small program, we're supporting minority and women-owned small businesses by delivering technology to make jobs more accessible and inclusive. Here's to 20 more years of empowering local businesses and driving innovation together.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
At Target, back-to-school-a-days are here. What is back-to-school-a-days, you ask? We're talking 7 days of deals on looks and styles the kids will love, at prices you'll love even more. Because back-to-school at Target means getting all of the above. Through August 2nd, save 25% on select kids' clothes, with additional savings to round out their looks, including uniforms, leggings, polos, and activewear. Plus, their new favorite backpacks are 30% off. Happy back-to-school-a-days now through August 2nd, only at Target. Terms and conditions apply.
This is is Adam Gold.
And I did have to use two screens at one point, or a couple of points, and I don't like it. I can't watch two games at the same time.
There's a lot going on.
I'm sorry. I'm incapable of doing that. Because there were times where, I forgot this other game was on in front of me.
Yeah.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria, producing the program. Great Doobie song.
Love it. It's one of my faves.
Doobie Brothers, really two different groups. There's pre-Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
And Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers. Both great, but super different.
Like Van Halen. Two very different bands with their lead singer swap.
Do you know anybody? Actually, that'd be a perfect first question for Will Brinson. By the way, I figured out the rules to Omega Ball. It is fascinating, dumb, and all of that. Are you a David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar Van Halen guy?
I thought you were going to ask me my thoughts on Michael McDonald.
No.
But yeah, no.
You can answer that too.
I mean, I guess I'm a big Sammy Hagar fan. So
really?
Yeah, but I like David Lee Roth. I like all of Van Halen, quite honestly. Okay. Like I listened to it like a lot of Van Halen in high school.
I didn't like Van Hagar. I liked Van Halen. Didn't like Van Hagar.
Yeah. I'm more. Yeah. I mean, I would be more of Van Halen, but I mean, like I can dabble in both.
Okay. What about Michael McDonald and Doobie Brothers?
Wow, yeah. I mean, anything Michael McDonald. I mean, I've got 2 ears and a heart, don't I? I mean, like anything Michael McDonald does.
That is true. It really wasn't the Doobie Brothers with Michael McDonald. It was Michael McDonald borrowing the Doobie Brothers as a backup band.
Right, exactly.
All right, I'm going to start with the Panthers, and then we'll go to what's going on in Washington with Terry McLaurin. So the Panthers, who 2 years ago had arguably, and I don't even think it was arguable, the worst collection of wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
The only challenger to that might have been New England, right? I mean, because the Patriots were a disaster at wide receiver.
And even then, I mean, like you're just talking about like Adam Thielen, and the offense was basically try to run the ball twice. It doesn't work because everyone knows you're running the ball and your offensive line isn't very good yet.
Right.
And then it's third and medium to third and long, and you have to, like, Adam Thielen has to get open with, like, double coverage underneath and catch, like, an out route while Bryce Young is being, like, popped in the face. I mean, yeah, it was an all-time bad offense.
Yeah, it was terrible. So now the Panthers, it might be their best position. You know, Teterow and McMillan has come in for the Panthers. I'm not ranking it among the best units in the sport. But Teterow and McMillan has come in and I think has really established himself as the one. You've got Xavier Legette. You've got Jalen Coker, who really came on at the end of last year. Adam Thielen. Hunter Renfrow, the reports coming out of training camp are that Hunter Renfrow looks like vintage Hunter Renfrow. On top of that, you've got David Moore, who is obviously a good veteran receiver. Jimmy Horn, the rookie who they drafted, they're not inclined to release drafted players, certainly not right away. So Mike Kay floated the idea that the Panthers could trade Adam Thielen. What say you to that?
Yeah, I mean, it would work. Like, you're probably not going to get a ton for Adam Thielen just at his age and, you know, given the specificity of his skill set, right? But there's definitely going to be teams out there that would be interested in him. You know, if it's me, and I mean, I'm sure Mike Kay, who's very good at his job,
yeah.
You know, if he's floating that, is more than likely, you know, maybe hearing like something like, in other words, if you're the Panthers and T-Mac is looking good, Legette is all of a sudden a high-end number two. Like, if both those guys develop, and then you have an underneath guy like a Adam Thielen or a Hunter Renfrow, who is basically a balder Adam Thielen, balder younger Adam Thielen. All due respect to my cousin Hunter Renfrow. But no, I mean, like if that's the sort of setup that you want, I think, in terms of your wide receiver core, right? You want to have these two sort of bigger body guys on the outside, contested catch guys, get down the field guys. And when you have those guys, then all of a sudden the underneath stuff for a Thielen or a Renfrow works very well. If you can get what you were getting from Adam Thielen, like a poor man's Adam Thielen out of Hunter Renfrow, you can do it for cheaper and you get some assets in return. Yeah, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I mean,
I do.
My thought process.
I would not trade Adam Thielen.
No, I wouldn't either, but I'm saying, like, I'm just walking down the path of you asked me, is this a good idea? Now, I guess I could have said, no, it's not a good idea. I would prefer, if I'm the Panthers, and I think that this is a season where, not that we're going to go win the Super Bowl, but every time the Panthers and Jaguars play in Week 1 and Ohio State wins the title, the Panthers go to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
If I can't remember, I don't know who came up with that. If I'm the Panthers, and I think I'd be, competitive in the NFC South that hasn't seen a team pull away in the last few years, then I'm definitely keeping Adam Thielen because, again, you've got Hunter Renfrow back there in the event that Thielen ages rapidly or gets hurt or, you don't want to play him 100% of the snaps because of his age. So you've just got some more flexibility there. And there's also the possibility that T-Mac doesn't come in and look like an all-pro off the bat.
Right.
Now, I think his upside is insane, but I think there's a floor there too that's probably a little bit lower than maybe some other rookie wide receivers. And then Leggett flashed at times last year, but you don't know that these two guys are going to be alphas out of the gate. So I'm holding on to Thielen because when you talk about a quarterback in Bryce Young who struggled so early, so much, like in the beginning of his career, why not give him the veteran safety blanket like Adam Thielen? It just makes too much sense.
For me, and bless David Moore's heart, that he would be a player that I would release. I mean, David Moore's a good player. David Moore can help other teams, but it's very possible. I think it was Mike in the clip we used for Michael Kay. He said that David Moore only wants to play for a team coached by Dave Canales. Maybe David Moore just is released and just sits at home and trains and stays ready, and then when the inevitable injuries happen, then he comes back to the team. So maybe something like that happens, and you can keep six.
I might broaden my horizons if I'm David Moore.
Maybe
willingness to play for other coaches.
You just don't know, man. Maybe he has been disarmed by Canales. His luxurious, handsome looks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, nobody. You can say whatever you want about Dave Canales' coaching, and I think he did a good job last year.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who dares to say that Dave Canales isn't handsome,
right?
I mean, I will personally impugn your honor, sir.
Who's the most handsome coach in the NFL? Real quick, is it Canales? Might be Sean McVay. I think Sean McVay is very handsome.
Yeah, Sean McVay. I mean, are we doing like most handsome or hottest coach? Because it's probably Sean McVay. Sean McVay is a very good looking. Dave Canales might be more handsome than Sean McVay.
Yeah.
I think Sean McVay might be hotter.
Dave Canales.
I thought I'd be talking about on this Friday.
It's Friday. Well, Dave Canales could do a fragrance commercial.
Yes, he absolutely could.
All right, so because he would be the answer to the hottest coach. Terry McLaurin in Washington. I think the Commanders are in a little bit of a spot here. He's 30, I think, before they play week 2. He turns 30. And there are very few examples of 30-plus-year-old receivers that post big numbers, right? What's the guy's in Tampa? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name. Mike Evans. Mike Evans is one. A.J. Brown is another. I mean, these guys are great even into their 30s. Maybe Terry McLaurin will be that, although I don't think McLaurin is as good as those guys anyway right now. But he's entering the final year of his contract, and Washington doesn't really have anybody else that they can elevate in his place. Don't they have to figure out the least damaging bad contract here?
Yeah, it's particularly problematic because you have a guy who's 30. And so when you're that age, not only are you susceptible to maybe dropping off a bit, and I think Terry McLaurin, like, I think if you ask the average fan, they might not guess that he's 30, right? Like, because he plays a little bit younger, but came out of college, like a little bit older than, some other prospects. But when you go and look at the average salary for wide receivers, you have Terry McLaurin, who's like, he's at $23 million a year. There's only one guy above him, all the way up to Jamar Chase, who's at $40 million a year. That is over 30, and that's Tyreek Hill, who's at 30 even. He's 31 years old. Sorry, he's at 30 million even. And Tyreek Hill's had this like insanely productive career, got traded, demanded a new contract, and has been in the MVP discussion multiple times throughout his career. So it's just a tricky spot because Terry McLaurin wants to get paid one more time before he hits that age where you're just not going to get paid. The Commanders don't want to overcommit to a guy into his mid-30s, which is what the smart thing to do. But like, where do you slot the contract? Because if you give him more than $30 million a year, you're in the Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brandon Ayuk, AJ Brown range, which feels like I would probably slot like McLaurin right there with Brandon Ayuk. Like, that makes sense, but Ayuk is 3 years younger, and had a lot more leverage a year previous. So it's just a really tough spot. I mean, and then you go above that, and you have Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. For whether it's immediately eligible in Wilson, traded Metcalf, and then Lamb, Jefferson, and Chase, the three best wide receivers in football, or AJ Brown, who's a man child and still just 28. It's just really tough to find a slot. Like, he's going to have to be willing to probably do some kind of deal that's around $30 million a year, which is, I think, plenty. Yeah. Maybe a little bit less. He might need to take a T. Higgins contract, which is 28.75, or a Jalen Waddle contract, right? Even though you're a number one on the team, even though you're the best wide receiver on your roster, you're going to have to kind of take wide receiver 2 money. And Devonta Smith, like the DJ Moore range, right? Like something in that range where you're getting a $5 million a year pay bump, but you're also probably not going to see the massive guarantees that you see in a lot of other contracts, because Washington's not going to commit past whatever. And then they also have the problem, Deebo Samuel's right above him too at 23.8. Like that's not even your floor. I think 25 is probably your floor. Right. And if you're Terry McLaurin, you want more than that. So it's just a tricky situation because of his standing on the team, his age, and then the rest of the wide receiver pay guy. Like, obviously you're not going to give him $40 million a year. Everybody wants to believe they're the best wide receiver in football, but you just can't do that given his age and just everything else involved in the situation.
Two things that jump out to me. One, A.J. Brown is 28?
You feel like he should be older? Or?
Yeah. I feel like A.J. Brown's been around for 10 years. Obviously, he hasn't because he didn't come into the league when he was 18. And by the way, the other receiver who's over 30 but can still, theoretically, is still one of the best in the league is Devontae Adams, who is now at the Rams. And that was the other receiver that has had a 1,000-yard year over the age of 30. It is
right below Terry and Scary Terry in terms of average salary. You've got Calvin Ridley, 23, who's 31, makes $23 million a year. Devontae Adams, 33, 22. Steph Diggs just got paid by the Patriots, 32 years old, $22 million. So that's the problem is when you're starting to talk about this sort of peer group. Terry McLaurin is probably fairly paid, but given the importance of him for this offense on a team that went to the NFC Championship game last year, believes they can make another run this year, has a quarterback in Jaden Daniels in his second season who they want to keep weapons around for, there's a really fine needle to thread here in terms of getting the player and the team the contract they want, while also making sure you don't botch this season.
See, and to me, you mentioned Jalen Daniels. Much like if I were the Panthers, I would not trade Adam Thielen because of my quarterback. At least I think you have to get into the season and see how the wide receivers are playing before you would dream of moving Thielen on, which they might do. But I think for the same reason, Washington has to make sure that Terry McLaurin is happy because their offense will not be as good without him. I think their offense will suffer without Terry McLaurin. Will Brinson, before we let you go, will Micah Parsons or Trey Hendrickson sign a contract extension first? Well, not will. The answer to that, of course, is yes.
Yeah. Will,
one of them will. Who will sign their contract first?
I'll take Micah Parsons just because I think it's, we've talked about this plenty, but, Jerry Jones is going to get it done. It's just a matter of how long is he going to string this out? And, he's going to want to do it in a big showy thing at training camp. Like, if you look at the Dak deal, if you look at the CeeDee Lamb deal, you run it up until the end of the last possible second. And then, this isn't like 2011, right? Or 2010, whatever, where Vincent Jackson and Logan Mankins were franchise tagged and like, we're just going to, like, dudes, you're not sitting out games. Like,
right.
You're not going to miss a ton of games because you want to accrue a season. You're going to get fined. It'll end up backfiring on you. And so I think it's just given the way that the Bengals have approached things and their frugality, I think it's more likely you see Cincinnati sort of play chicken and less likely that Jerry Jones, just doesn't pay like this elite level pass rusher that he drafted in the first round, got a steal on him. Jerry just pays these guys. He just takes forever to do it. So I'll take the surefire thing with Micah Parsons here.
Yeah, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons agree to a contract larger than it needed to be, but they will agree to that contract like on the eve of the start of the regular season. Will Brinson, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com, my friend. I will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much. Happy Friday.
All right, buddy. Happy Friday. See you, man.
You got it. All right, one-timers, you can join into the conversation. Go to YouTube. Find Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. There's a comment box right there. You can type your question right in the chat. You can hit us up on Twitter. You can hit me up directly at @AGoldFan or at V_2_the_Ictoria.
Yes, got it. I only had one extra from Adam yesterday. I had to count them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just one extra.
All right. But one-timers are next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Voted best zoo in the nation, North Carolina Zoo and Botanical Gardens is centrally located in the heart of North Carolina. Bring your family to Asheboro for an affordable day trip or weekend excursion to connect with nature and make cherished memories. Discover towering giraffes, pouncing sandcats, and diving seabirds at the world's largest natural habitat zoo. Roam with rhinos on Zoofari or flutter by the exotic butterfly garden during your next visit. Explore more possibilities at nczoo.org.
I had questions about my child's vaccines, so I got real answers from her doctor because we share the same goal, keeping her healthy and strong. Her doctor told me that keeping up with childhood vaccines, getting them at the recommended ages and sometimes together, is a proven way to protect her from serious illnesses, ones that can be prevented with vaccines. Have questions? Get real answers. Talk to your doctor. Visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov. Paid for by NCDHHS.
Ask any college student. If it wasn't for the last minute, lots of assignments wouldn't get done. So if you haven't figured out your plan for college and how to pay for it yet, don't worry, you've still got time. And with the next NC scholarship, you can still get money to pay for most or all of your tuition. To apply, just fill out your FAFSA and you could get $3,000 for community college or $5,000 for public university, and possibly more. See how easy it is to apply at nextncscholarship.org.
Healthcare? Why?
Why is it so hard?
Healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Really?
Really. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting all your benefits, prescriptions, and details on your computer and phone. Convinced?
No, but it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina, making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
This is Adam Gold.
We had lightning hit a pretty large tree.
Oh, yeah.
About 150 yards from the house. It'll be my sign to go win the lottery. But you know what? I'm sorry, I can't. I have rules. If it's not over $1 billion, I'm not playing.
Yeah, still just millions.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. I have great news for Panthers fans.
Ooh, we're always ready for it.
Great news for Panthers fans. Dave Canales, your alarmingly handsome head coach.
Yes, selling cologne. Not really,
Could
but
be.
could be.
Johnny Depp is in those cologne commercials, right?
I know.
That is Johnny Depp, right?
I think so.
He's not Johnny. I mean, I would say, Canales isn't Johnny Depp. But,
no.
He says that Bryce Young and the Panthers starters will play in the first 2 preseason games.
Nice. That's a good thing.
What a concept.
I know.
Should have done that last year.
Mm-hmm.
Look, unless you have an injury issue or until you are established as we know who you are.
Right.
You should play at least a series or 2 in those first 2 preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, yeah, fine. Don't play against guys who aren't going to make the team, right? Because the weird stuff happens in the 3rd preseason game.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for the Panthers. Good for Dave Canales.
I know. Look at that.
There you go. All right. Let's answer some other questions.
Okay, so let's see here. First up, we've got Chef Wolf. So he wants to know, what are y'all's thoughts on what happened during the deadline yesterday?
Relievers were at a premium.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Yankees and the Mets both added, late inning relievers. They should both get better. Bullpens win. I think Milwaukee got better. I think Seattle added probably the biggest bat in the at the deadline. San Diego basically exchanged almost half their roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think San Diego got better. And too many teams that probably should have done more didn't. Cubs didn't do enough. right?
Yeah. I think after the show, they got a guy, Taylor Rogers, for their pitching staff. So we'll see from the Reds, but we'll see.
Yeah. There were teams that could have, should have done more. I know Red Sox fans are mad because I don't think they did anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not sure Boston is a legit contender anyway. But if you are in a playoff race, at least add a bullpen arm.
Right.
Starting pitching was not really available. Really wasn't. But I do like what the Mets and Yankees did. I already said the teams that I think did very well. Padres added a ton.
Yeah. Well, next up, so I've seen a few people mention this in our YouTube stream. I've even seen this on Twitter because it was funny. Doug from the Canes, actually, Mike Solarte and I both saw this Canes logo for a hat, and
yes.
they're putting it on a They had it on a jersey. AI
Correct.
put it on a jersey, and it's not the prettiest.
It's like an angry logo.
I feel like it's the Utah Mammoth if it had a weird baby with the Canes logo.
Yeah.
It's very odd. But
It looked like they turned the Hurricanes flag into a manic character.
Exactly. Yeah, it's from the Goonies or something.
It's strange.
But a lot of people are asking about the new Canes jersey. So there is no new Canes jersey.
We would have known about a new Canes jersey a while ago because I believe there's a year lag time before you can actually use it. So, yeah.
It's all it's not. It's a joke.
Mike Solarte was a guest on the most recent edition of the Canes Corner podcast, which is available right now wherever you get your podcasts. Like, review, rate, all of that. Share.
Talking sports so you don't have to pretend to know stuff. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I know the hurricane season came to an end. Another year with a loss to Florida in the Eastern Conference Finals, 2 of the last 3. But it's been a great year, and it's going to be a great summer with all that cap room the Hurricanes have. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, from free agency to trades to the draft. We'll have player interviews, special sit-down with Rod Brindamore that he doesn't even know about yet. He'll do it, don't worry. Just stay tuned to the Canes Corner podcast on YouTube. Search Canes Corner and wherever you get your podcast.
A mountain with lots to do. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. Yes, give me my good friends. Give me a dew.
Grab some ice cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Rock out with your favorite bands at Lost 80s Live at Cocoa Booth Amphitheater, August 3rd. Grab your tickets at etix.com today.
At Wells Fargo, we know what got you into your business. Whether it's manufacturing, running a restaurant, or your business from home. What you didn't get into your business for was banking. But luckily, Wells Fargo offers business checking, payments, and lending all in one place, in your neighborhood and on our app, so you can focus on doing what you love. Wells Fargo, you're good at business, we're good at business banking. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/business. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time.
but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop, but the perfect time for a Bojangles Bird Dog. A seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supremes, dill pickles, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all tucked inside a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or 2 Bird Dog Combo for just $8.25. Available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's Bo time.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I think that Penn State looks like Michigan and Ohio State from the last 2 years. I think Penn State can win the national championship. The thing that is so much fun for someone like me and so anxiety riddled for anyone who cares about Penn State is that it really, all of your emotions are going to come down to maybe 3 games. It's going to come down to Ohio State in the regular season. You hope the Big Ten championship game, and then in the college football playoff. If Penn State's not going to do it this year, I don't know if they're going to do it.
It's Penn State. Wait, I wasn't aware we were going to use that to come back. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's been a minute since Penn State has won a big game.
It's probably safe.
Let's
see.
see.
Safe Lynn. Sturdy.
See how far. I think the Phil Steele College Football Handbook, which is drunk with information. I didn't tweet out my copy of it. Everybody, when you get it, you always, oh man, the Bible's here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Maybe
Penn
it was
State.
drinking some Celsius too.
Could have been. Let's see. 24 Penn State's. Did they have any big wins? Not really. They lost to Ohio State during the year. Didn't play anybody all that good. Played one ranked team all year, Illinois. Yep.
There you go.
I just said that out loud. Let's see. The year before, they beat Iowa. Not that great. Lost to Ohio State. Lost to a ranked Michigan team. Those are the three ranked teams they played. The year before that, 22, Michigan, number 5, lost. Ohio State, number 2, lost. Ranked teams they beat, 0. Let's see, 21. Ranked. They beat Wisconsin to start the season. Beat Auburn. So you got to go back 3 full seasons before they beat ranked teams. They lost to the other 3 ranked teams they played that year. So this is Penn State. This is very different territory for Penn State. That's my larger point. That does not mean, by the way, that they can't win a national championship. But it will be interesting to follow this throughout the season because Penn State has historically, at least in recent history, I'm not talking about going back to the Joe Pa days. I'm talking about under James Franklin, they have historically underachieved when it comes to those big games. Or maybe they have achieved properly. Maybe they just haven't really been that good. But they do appear to be good this year, really good this year, with a really good returning quarterback. So could be a fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
And what will happen if they don't achieve? But we could say the same thing. I said this at Operation Kickoff. I won't bring it up with Mike Felder because we don't have to get into who's got more pressure. But I think that about Clemson.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
big
think
time.
there's a team in the country.
No.
Clemson is carrying a lot of expectations. Their own, right? Whether it's their fans, Dabo Swinney, Cade Klubnik, all of the players that came back. There are a lot of internal expectations. There are national expectations because everybody's looking at Clemson going, wow, this team is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
They should, especially being in the ACC. And then if you're sitting in the offices in Charlotte, you're going, yeah, it would be really nice if we had a team that was playing for a national championship in January.
Yeah.
It would be, that's what the league needs. The league needs a Clemson. They actually need 2 other teams to be in the playoff too. They need 3 teams in the fight. So Miami needs to be in that mix. SMU, Georgia Tech, Louisville, I don't think there's a need there. There is a possibility.
Yeah, it'd be fun like SMU last season.
Yes, but we need Clemson to be great. We need Miami to open up the season by beating Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's what the league really needs. This is the best way to look at it. In the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, that's where most of the big non-conference games are until the end. And those non-conference games is how we kind of assign value to what you do in the league. SEC, we know what the value is of a conference win. It can fluctuate a little bit based on what happens outside the league. But for the ACC, even for the Big Ten and for the Big 12, you're going to establish your currency. What is the value of those wins when you're playing inside the league? And you establish that by what you do outside of it. Miami, Georgia Tech's got Colorado on the road. Not that Colorado's great, but you can't lose that game if you're Georgia Tech. It's a very, very important first week. All right, let's run it back. And I will tell you now, coming up at 2 o'clock when we do Wall of Sound, a heavy dose of today's Dave Canales. Coming up at 2 o'clock. We also have a roundtable. Looking forward to that. So let's get right into it. Let's talk wide receivers in the Carolina Panthers, since that's why we're here. It's been encouraging that a group that 2 years ago was awful, has gotten to the point where universally it is looked at as one of the Panthers' strongest position groups. And now they're talking about these will be the most difficult roster cuts to make.
Yeah.
You drafted Teterow and McMillan. 7th overall? Was it 7th overall? 8th overall? I don't even know what the number was. Xavier Legette. You traded into the first round last year to get Legette. The Jalen Coker was great last year.
Yep.
Adam Thielen has been Bryce Young's pacifier since he got there. You've got Hunter Renfrow, who is essentially a reborn wide receiver with the Panthers. He has been great. Everything coming out of training camp is that it's the old Hunter Renfrow.
And he wants to be in Carolina,
yes,
too.
Well,
That's big.
Clemson guy,
Yep.
He's
Local
pretty
ties.
much pretty close to home.
Yep.
So there's so many good players there that you're not going to keep 7 wide receivers. So Mike Kay covers the Panthers for the Charlotte Observer. Let's talk first about Hunter Renfrow, who looks like the old Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow is going to get some legit playing time if he keeps playing this way. Like, if he goes into the preseason and does what he's been doing in practice, like, I don't know how you keep that guy off the field, even with Adam Thielen there. I mean, if anything, I wonder about Jalen Coker's spot in the rotation because really Coker should be the heir apparent to Thielen, but Hunter Renfrow is making it impossible not to keep him on the field. So it's an interesting dynamic right now.
It is. Here's another interesting call. Mike Kay floats the idea that my guy, Adam Thielen, might get dealt.
I could see a contender coming by and being like, hey, we'll give you a fifth for Adam Thielen. And, I mean, you might be hard-pressed to say no if you even Hunter and think he can be a starting slot receiver.
Don't trade Adam Thielen. Here's my view on this, is that, and the coaching staff's going to have to make a decision, Thielen, David Moore, and let's hear Mike Kay talk about one way to get around a David Moore conundrum is.
But David Moore makes sense because he's a vested veteran, so he's not subject to waivers. He also would have his full contract guaranteed as a vested veteran if he's on the week one roster. What you could do in theory with the new practice squad rules stemming from COVID, you could place him on the practice squad for a week, make waiver claims, do whatever you need to do, and then bring him back week two and put him on the main roster. Like, he is a guy that only really wants to play for Dave Canales, and so I think sometimes you have to kind of take advantage of that with roster construction.
All right. Now, here's what I would do. Here's what I wouldn't do if I were the Panthers. I would not trade Adam Thielen, at least not now. I think he means too much to your starting quarterback. Let's just start with that particular angle in the wide receiver room. Adam Thielen has essentially dragged Bryce Young into year 3 as the starter. He has been so instrumental for him, so important for him in year 1. He'd be zero. He'd be just a pool of liquid if it were not for Adam Thielen in year 1.
Yes.
He was really good for him last year. So if at some point you move on from Adam Thielen, if you trade him, don't trade him now. Start the season. Let Adam Thielen start the season. And then, as you know, you've got Jalen Coker, Hunter Renfrow, maybe Jimmy Horn, the rookie. As you know, you have these guys who are going to be here a little bit longer than Thielen. Once Bryce Young is into the season, then I think you can, it becomes less traumatic for Young to not, he's already into the year. He's throwing at McMillan. He's throwing at Leggett a lot, big targets.
Yeah. I know.
I would not do it now.
No.
I just would not do it now.
Baby bird needs to stay in the nest a little longer.
Baby bird needs to stay in the nest. All right. One more thing about wide receivers. Washington wide receiver Terry McLaurin has requested a trade. Contract standoff with Washington. Adam Schefter on why this has gone this way.
He has not received the contract he has wanted. The two sides have not made any type of meaningful progress. And while he awaits a new deal, he's lost confidence that he can get it from Washington. And so a team that is awash in good vibes now has its first negative story, a controversy that hangs over this franchise. Its popular, respected, talented wide receiver Terry McLaurin now has asked to be traded. Now, the Commanders have had no interest in moving on from Terry McLaurin, but I know there have been other teams that have been monitoring the situation, waiting to see if the circumstances change. Now that McLaurin has requested a trade, we'll see if that does anything to loosen Washington's grip on him. But up until now, the Commanders have had zero interest in moving on from McLaurin. He's shaking it up. He's now requested a trade.
All right, now I'm going to say that not only is Washington not interested in trading Terry McLaurin is not really interested in being traded. They have to work this out. I think Terry McLaurin would have interest around the league. I think there are teams that would be very interested in McLaurin. I don't know how many of those teams would also be interested in a contract extension for him. But if you're Washington, it's going to suck. But you're going to have to sign him to a contract you don't want to sign him to. That doesn't mean he's going to get Jamar Chase money or Justin Jefferson money. But you have to give him more money than you wanted to. Because the alternative to not having Terry McLaurin right now is not somewhere Washington wants to be. Theoretically, teams look at, oh man, we've got a quarterback on a rookie contract for 2 more years, by the way, this year and another year, that we need to make sure we maximize because he's good enough now. Yeah, they can't screw this up. They've got cap space. Go a little bit further than you wanted to go. Give yourself an out after a couple of years. There'll be some down-the-road pain in terms of a dead cap hit, but do it. Get him taken care of. On top of that, how about a little mercy for him?
Yeah.
When McLaurin got there, they stunk.
Yeah, they did.
How many bad quarterbacks did he play with?
A ton.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. By the way, did you see Kyle Allen throwing interceptions last night?
Oh, I did not.
We saw that. We saw Kyle Allen throwing interceptions last night. That's fine. All right, when we come back, Mike Felder from, the Substack, It's Felder, Sirius XM College Radio, in the bleachers on Twitter, best personnel mind I know. We'll talk ball with Felder next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. We're in the preseason, so me and my co-host, WRAL TV's Chris Lee, are back in the trenches with our podcast, Panthers Playbook. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on Panthers news as training camp rolls forward. Insight on the rookies, the fresh free agents and surprises, plus all the insider info on the upcoming season. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Summer fun's just begun. Score the North Carolina Courage's courageously cool ticket offer. Buy 2 or more tickets to the August 2nd or 16th match and get $25 in Courage cash. Grab yours now at tickets.nccourage.com.
It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday. The very first Tuesday.
New scratch-off tickets are available on the first Tuesday of every month.
Announcer said first Tuesday.
Brand new scratch-offs, brand new fun. Now from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Every first Tuesday. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
The next disaster is coming. Make a plan. Keep extra medication on hand. Make copies of important documents. Stay informed and be ready. Learn more at americares.org/sendusin.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice. All kinds of beers with more reasons for cheers. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on all our beers and wines. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly.
This is Adam Gold.
Steve Bettman take all that time to walk out, then to see the pick, bro hug no less than 20 guys on his way up there. And then this draft house, they just moved this wall like the Price is Right. I don't know.
It's a showcase showdown back there.
I know.
That would be great. So we should spin a wheel,
yeah,
right? Exactly.
The Adam Gold Show.
Mike Felder, who we just saw at ACC football kickoff in Charlotte, but West Durham way above me on the totem pole, or actually based on a totem pole, it might be below me on the totem pole because that's the more important. But Felder, we only got about 8 minutes with Mike. We talked about Bill Belichick and that whole scene, which was definitely a circus. But now it's time to talk a little bit more about football. It's Felder in the bleachers on Twitter and the brand new Tar Heel 247. I love it. That should be your new address. Mike Felder is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. We all survived the Belichick experience.
It was honestly, Adam, I'm going to be like, I'll keep it real. Here's the thing for me that stood out. I felt so bad for Gio Lopez, Thaddeus, Jackson, and then Jordan Shipp.
Yeah.
Because Belichick got up there. He kind of BS'd his way through a lot of stuff.
Sure.
And then 10 minutes of questions, right?
Yeah.
And then he answered 3. Right. He talked more about – I learned more about Dabo Swinney than I learned about UNC from him.
Right.
And I understand that he's always going to be cagey.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm not bothered by that. But what I realized is it just sucked the air out of the room when he walked out and those kids had to go to the podium, and it was just them going to the podium while WRAL, whatever the one is in Wilmington and everybody, ABC, everybody just left.
Oh, yeah. It happened to Dave Doran, right? I think he was on the podium after Bill, and everybody vacated the room.
So I will say this. I got to talk to Dave Doran one-on-one.
As did I.
And it was so good.
Yeah.
Because he hates it so much. And this gets back to him, this isn't a knock on him. The thing for me is I love that he hates it. And the guys that I work with, they're radio. I work for Learfield. They're radio guys, right? And so they were asking radio questions. But Dave Doran is just like, I've done this 100 times. Like, I don't need more of this. So the cool thing that I have right now, and I'm going to have to take some pictures of it, but I have Dave Doran drawing up a play.
Oh, wow.
And that really opened him up in a really big way, where he got to, like, talk about football.
Oh, that's
what
brilliant.
he wants to talk about. That's what he cares
Yeah.
about. And I also, like, I've got Peter Woods from Clemson showing where he could play. And Peter Woods says he could play every position along the defensive line. Also, he wants to play fullback this year. And that was a new thing that I kind of brought to the table, where I had a great time, like, just talking to guys and then having guys draw up their favorite play. Brett Pry, it took Brett Pry probably 7 seconds to draw up his favorite blitz.
Really?
Yeah, it was so quick. Like, he was like, oh, this is what I would do. And the cool thing was, with Brett Pry, Virginia Tech was almost done with their Radio Row, like the car wash. So who was sitting 3 feet away from me? Kyron Drones.
Okay.
So Pry draws up his favorite blitz, and then Drones
to his own herbs.
This and this and this and this. And then we hit the seam. That's where we hit it. As long as the RB chips, we're good to go. And it was so cool. Like, that's what I love. Like,
Coach draws up the blitz. Coach draws up the blitz. Quarterback draws up the way to beat it.
And then, but Pry also was like, that's awesome that my kid knows, like, how to do it. So that's what I got out of ACC Media Days. We didn't have to talk about NIL. We didn't have to talk about transfer portal. The only thing we did with transfer portal was talk about how you blend the team together.
Yeah.
Not like getting aggressive in the portal or being less aggressive in the portal. We talked about how do you blend this team and make them a unit. And it was really cool to hear guys. I can't even remember what team it was.
Well, Doran talked about it. Doran talked about having too many new guys last year. That they brought in too many. You do have to find a blend. Let me transition this to Clemson, because the Tigers have traditionally not brought in a lot of guys out of the portal.
Right.
And I'm looking now that they've got 17 returning starters, combined offense and defense.
Is wild.
Clemson.
So good.
A team
Also,
like
by the way,
Clemson with 17 returning starters seems unfair.
They belong in the and I know they are in the national championship discussion, obviously, but they belong there. Like, they are. This team is good. They're going to be very good. Also, they might have some of the best names.
Well, yeah.
Would have.
Yeah.
And I love Wesco, too. Wesco's good. But they also have good, like, Peter Woods is a good football player. They have these guys, TJ Parker? Like, they have guys that are going to play in the NFL. They have, like, people are projecting that they're going to have, like, 5, maybe 6 first-round draft picks. If Antonio Williams has a good season, let's go. And I think, honestly, they have the second-best quarterback in the country. And that's not a negative for them. Like, I think Arch Manning is the best quarterback. You and I talked about this.
Right.
I think Arch Manning is the best quarterback in the country. But I think Cade Klubnik is right there. And, by the way, shout out to Cade Klubnik. He remembered me from last year. He remembered that I have a neighbor my neighbor, I have a little, like, he's not a little kid, I guess, because he babysat my kid. But we have a neighbor whose parents went to Clemson. He wants to go to Clemson. Right. And Cade shot a video for him last year. And Cade did it again this year. And Cade is just, I think he's one of the dudes. I think Arch is one of the dudes. I think Cade's one of the dudes. I think the reason I'm worried about Miami is because Carson Beck is not one of the dudes.
Yeah.
And that's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, I look at the ACC, and right now, I think Haynes King is one of the dudes. And I just, like, we have Clemson, and then now we have to figure out how this all fits out. And by the way, I got corrected by C.J. Bailey about his height.
Oh, really?
Because I said 6'6". He goes, "Nah, man, I'm 6'7".
Oh, is he? Good for him.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, though.
Second tallest NC State quarterback behind Mike Glennon.
Yeah. He is skinnier than a fence post, but he's 6'7".
Well, look, if he has a good year, the Wolfpack, the Wolfpack might be good. Let me throw some questions at you, and we'll run through some stuff because I think on Thursday when we spoke, we talked a little bit about Clemson. So I just need confirmation on two things from you about Clemson. The first is their offensive line as good as it needs to be a national contender? Because to me, that will determine whether or not they can run the ball enough, even though they don't necessarily have a star there. We think they have playmakers at wide receiver, and Klubnik is good. But if their offensive line is good enough, then I think that makes them a national contender. Is it?
So it's a style thing. Styles make fights, right?
Okay.
And so when I think about that, with the idea that styles make fights, their style, I think, has to continue to evolve into being like hard, being physical. And I think that's where they're going back to. So I do think they do have an offensive line that's going to be ready to do that. You throw in the fact that they do have, Olsen, not Parker, Olsen Pat Henry at tight end. He feels more like a bulky tight end than what they've had before, what they've had in the last 2 years.
Right.
So you throw that in. But I like their offensive line. I do think that, I'm trying to do this off the rip. Lincecum?
Yeah.
I think that's the name.
The center.
Yes, I think he's going to be a guy that can dig you out, and that's going to be a good thing. So I do think they have what it takes. They have Antonio Williams. We already brought up Bryant Westco. You throw in TJ Moore.
Yeah.
I think this is the team that's going to be able to go and get it done. I think, honestly, my worry for Clemson is not the offensive line. I want to see what they look like in the running back room.
Okay. Yeah, but that's usually a position where if you block well, where you can fake it, and even if you don't have a great running back, they probably don't need a great running back to be an outstanding offense.
Yeah, but
right?
You know this, Gold. If shake and bake and I help, no, that's not the best stuffing you're ever going to get. What you need is someone, because Maffa was good. He got drafted.
Right.
And obviously you go to Spiller, you go to ATN. If you can have a good running back, you can get the job done, even with, because, and I guess, so people don't realize this. Clemson for a long time was shield blocking. And by shield just means get in the way and then let the running back do everything. They have become a heavier team because they're watching Georgia, they're watching Alabama, they're watching even Texas, Texas had about 2,000 pounds drafted this past year.
Right.
So they're realizing we have to get heavy. And they're starting to get heavy. And I think a heavy Clemson team is going to be a problem.
All right, next case here. I'm going to keep it local. When I submitted my official ranking, I had Duke 6th. I think I had Carolina 7th or 8th, and State. I had Carolina and State back to back. I think it was might have been 8-9. How do you see the three schools stacking up here?
I mean, I'll start with UNC. That's where I went. That's where I played.
Okay.
Obviously, that's who I cover now for Tar Heel 24/7.
There you go, Tar Heel 24/7. Mike Felder. Pulling up the website right now, by the way.
Yeah, this is a team that go 4-8, 8-4, maybe even 10-2. I will be there in the building at, is it called Jerry Richardson Stadium or Field or whatever?
Yes.
For Charlotte.
Yep.
So I will be there for that. But literally for me, they've got a lot of work to do, and we don't know a lot about that team. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and seeing what that looks like. But the thing with NC State, again, we already talked about C.J. Bailey. I'm fully on board with him. I'm so excited to watch him play. He's so good and just so. I don't even want to talent isn't even the right word. He's just such a. There's a part of him that just makes you feel good. And with Duke, I want to see what we get. I don't know how to feel about Duke. I truly why did you put Duke 6? I'm pulling up my ballot right now.
I have faith in that coaching staff. I thought they got the most out of last year. I think their schedule is very manageable. It's not as easy as Carolina's, but I think their schedule is manageable. I like the fact that they've got, I think, really strong playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. And I think they will run the ball.
So here's what I have. I had Clemson 1, Georgia Tech 2.
Nice.
SMU 3. I've got Miami 4, NC State 5. I have Louisville, and I think I just fell in love with Brent Pry, so I put Virginia Tech 7.
Okay.
And then I've got Pitt, UNC, Wake, Florida State, Syracuse, Duke, Cal. But Duke, here's the thing. Once we go down from 1, I think Georgia Tech and SMU, I don't know what the difference is going to be. I think NC State, Louisville, and Virginia Tech and Pitt, we'll see. But I think North Carolina, Wake Forest, Florida State, Syracuse, Duke, Cal, BC even, all can be, that's an interchange, that's an amoeba, right? It is.
Right.
I think Virginia and Stanford are going to have a hard time.
Yeah, Stanford is definitely going to have a hard time. I believe everybody picked them last. I've actually seen people think Virginia's going to be good, but real quick, we're going to have to say goodbye here in a second. Virginia Tech, the ACC needs Virginia Tech to be good.
We do.
They don't. Yes. They need to become what Virginia Tech was when they entered the league and spent the first 7 or 8 years basically going to the ACC championship game every year. I think they missed a couple. Yes. Georgia Tech was there in its place. For a while, the Coastal Division was won by a Tech, either Virginia or Georgia. The league needs Virginia Tech to get back to being really good.
The league does need that, and I think the important thing for me with that is I think Pry has a quarterback that can do it. I think that they have an offensive line that can do it, and I'm very excited to watch them go out and just get after it, man. Do you remember when ESPN2 had the crazy logo?
Yeah.
With Virginia Tech made that, and they need to get back to that.
Thursday nights at Lane Stadium, absolutely.
I've been to Lane several times, and that is a place where your mind gets blown at how insane it is.
Yeah.
I have fallen down the stairs at Lane Stadium because it goes straight up.
That should be the title of your book, Felder. Mike Felder, Tar Heel 247. Also, It's Felder, the Substack, where I'm sure there are pictures of his, 47 tomatoes in the bleachers on Twitter.
There will be pictures later today from this mountain trip that I went on where there was no air conditioning. I was tired, and Felders don't hike. Felders do not hike. You have a good one.
I'll talk to you later. You're the best.
All right.
Thanks, man. Seriously, Felder's next level. Here's what I discovered.
Yeah.
We talked to Adam Smith yesterday, right, from Inside Carolina. You're going to go to Tar Heel 247, and you're going to see all of the people that you used to read on Inside Carolina. You're still going to see their byline right now on 247, Tar Heel 247. Inside Carolina is now with On 3. I guess that switch was made, yesterday. or whatever
Wow.
it was.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing. So Inside Carolina is now part of On3. We talked to Andy Staples a fair amount. He's with On3. So Adam Smith, Inside Carolina, has moved there for whatever that means to you people. It doesn't matter to me. We like all these guys. But Felder will write a lot, I guess, for Tar Heel 247. Quick update on the Ocho kickball.
Oh, wow. Kickball.
Yes. And people are taking it super seriously. I did see somebody bunt in kickball, and I think that should be outlawed.
I was going to say, do you feel the same about that in kickball as you do in baseball?
Worse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But come on, we're talking about a recess activity here.
It's kickball.
Can we just try to kick the ball over the fence?
Right.
We just do that?
Yeah.
Try to kick the ball over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's detention.
Should be.
If you try to bunt in kickball, it's a week's detention.
No field day for you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am on bunting and kickball.
Yeah.
That is so we went from when we turned this on, it was paintball. When I turned it on, it was paintball. Then it went to wiffle ball, which I got. And then it was Omega ball, which is three-way soccer, which I have a problem with the scoring with three-way soccer. Real quick, if you give up goals, it should affect your total, because I think it was Spain was a sieve. They were just giving up goal after, like both teams, the U.S., it was USA, Spain, and the world. Both the USA and the world were scoring repeatedly into Spain's goal.
Okay.
It should impact you more if you give up more goals.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. And now I'm watching Average Joes versus Purple Cobras in kickball. Top of the fourth.
Wow.
Top of the fourth. Average Joe's has a couple of runners on and one out.
Maybe next break there'll be a hacky sack or something.
They call balls and strikes.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
They call balls and strikes in kickball.
Definitely summertime.
They'll bring this up in the roundtable a little bit later on. All right, we are going to stretch, when we come back, a happy 44th birthday to one of the most iconic television networks ever. Next.
Chapel Hill to Charlotte, Greenville to Greensboro. Your sports, his state. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
You can be a wildlife hero. Did you know that visiting North Carolina Zoo and Botanical Gardens in Asheboro supports efforts to protect wildlife and wild places? The North Carolina Zoo is a global leader in wildlife conservation, working to save endangered species of both plants and animals, such as elephants, red wolves, and gorillas. Plan a family-friendly day trip to the North Carolina Zoo to learn how you can join the mission to save endangered species from extinction. Learn more at nczoo.org.
Your child's doctor shares your goals. A healthy future for your child.
Doctors recommend vaccines throughout childhood because they protect what matters most: your child's future from preventable disease and serious illness. Discuss any questions you have and check that your child is up to date and talk about any concerns. You're right to have questions. Get real answers. Start a conversation with your doctor today. Visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov. Paid for by NCDHHS.
Ask any college student. If it wasn't for the last minute, lots of assignments wouldn't get done. So if you haven't figured out your plan for college and how to pay for it yet, don't worry, you've still got time. And with the next NC scholarship, you can still get money to pay for most or all of your tuition. To apply, just fill out your FAFSA and you could get $3,000 for community college or $5,000 for public university, and possibly more. See how easy it is to apply at nextncscholarship.org.
Healthcare? Why?
Why is it so hard?
Healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Really?
Really. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting all your benefits, prescriptions, and details on your computer and phone. Convinced?
No, but it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina, making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Did you know Atlantic hurricane season runs through November? From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
This is Adam Gold.
We're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool.
What are you doing? Get off Twitter. It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Sometimes Twitter is valuable.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes Twitter is dangerous. Sometimes Twitter is annoying. Yeah. There's a lot of, it's really just like social media, right? Because that's what Twitter is. But Twitter today reminded me and a lot of other people that it is the 44th anniversary of this.
A few seconds away from switching to the redundant sense sequencer. T-minus 27 seconds. We have gone for redundant set sequencer start. T-minus 20 seconds and counting.
We're looking at like a spaceship about to take off, about to blast
15,
off.
14, 13, T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have main engine start.
That's loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll.
Do they even use this anymore?
No, they do not.
44 years ago today, August 1st, 1981, MTV launched. That was Video Killed the Radio Star, the very first video they played. The second video they played, I should have brought this up, by the way, with Mike Felder, who is a huge Pat Benatar fan.
Oh, nice.
The second video that was played was Pat Benatar's You Better Run. Right?
Yeah.
1981, August 1st. Do you know the 5 original VJs?
Oh, gosh. I think so. I used to watch TRL all the time.
Total Request Live.
Yes.
I remember that. I was not a watcher of it, but I remember it.
Carson Daly's the one that...
He was not one of the original 5.
Okay, That's my generation where it was him.
Yeah,
and
Carson Daly was part of it.
There
right.
were a handful of them, but no, I don't
Downtown
remember
Julie Brown.
originals.
No, she was not one of the original 5. The very first VJ that spoke on MTV was Alan Hunter.
Yes.
Okay. It was Alan Hunter, J.J. Jackson, I believe passed away not that long ago, Nina Blackwood, Mark Goodman, who I believe was their main host, and Martha Quinn.
Okay.
Who probably became the biggest cult hero of that era.
Yeah.
Those were the original 5 VJs. So happy 44th birthday
I know.
to MTV, which no longer shows music videos.
I was going to say that no longer plays any music whatsoever.
Yeah.
VH1 tried to, help them. Then we had Fuse for a minute.
We had MTV2 also. They started showing music videos when MTV stopped.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch music videos anymore.
I used to watch them while I got ready for school.
It was in my house all the time.
All the time. Yeah. All the time. Like I would know a song by the video.
My introduction, well, it's why the song Take On Me by A-ha.
Yes.
Like, do they have another song? I have no clue. That was one of the greatest videos ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Going back and forth through the comic, right?
Yeah.
This is my first experience with The Who.
Yeah.
Is through the, I think it was Face Dances. Was that the name of the album? So, yeah, I mean, this is early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I got more into The Who later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just incredible.
I know. They used to have award shows and everything, but now it's like, who cares? I mean, they make videos, but who watches them?
MTV still has... They still have
They
the
do,
MTV Awards
but
show,
it's,
right?
it just meant more when you actually watched it on the channel. Because now it's like, who's looking at videos?
So, there you go. Happy birthday, 44th birthday to MTV.
To the musicless MTV.
There you go. All right, let's stretch.
Well, this summer is just flying by because it's already August 1st. So
It is. It is. We still have 7 more weeks of summer.
I know. But August just makes you think of football, which makes you think of fall. And so what I like to do when we start a new month, things we should look forward to in this month. And obviously, number 1, NFL preseason games get underway next Thursday. So that's
what happened last night?
Well, that's what this says. They're talking. I think they're talking about just the preseason, not the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. But college football kicks off the 23rd, and I know that you will probably be very excited about this, especially if you're a person who wants to watch that tennis dating show you talked about yesterday.
Oh, who doesn't want to watch Game, Set, Matchmaker?
Yeah, if you're one of those people, then you might be excited to know the U.S. Open begins the 24th.
Yes, it does.
So there's that. Also, some fun shows coming back because, of course, sports isn't all the way back yet, so we still have some time. If you like good trash TV, I guess, Netflix is a good place for that. Perfect Match. I feel like that's one of those shows.
Isn't that Game, Set, Matchmaker? What's the difference?
Maybe. It's a spinoff. Deadliest Catch. I don't know how people do those kind of jobs, but that's on Discovery. Also, I like this show. I don't know how many seasons there are of it, but the Great Food Truck Race. Have you ever watched that show?
I have not.
I just love food trucks.
Sure.
They have the best food, but I think I've only seen one season, and they'll make some crazy stuff. So, yeah, there's that. And then also for people who like or liked King of the Hill, that revival is coming to Hulu, so you'll have something to watch. Now,
Well, can I tell you what else starts this month?
Oh, what's that?
The Premier League.
Oh, boy. There you go.
European football. Actually, some of the leagues, the Belgian league started last week.
Oh.
Yeah, but Prem is back in 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from today, Liverpool hosting Bournemouth as the reigning champions will unwrap this current season.
Nice.
I'm very excited.
Well,
yes.
I'm sure that you are excited. Also, people who follow just pop culture-y things, I guess. Have you seen the Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, rumors about them being a couple?
No, I have not. I know Liam Neeson is in Naked Gun.
Yes,
That's
and
back.
that comes out today.
Yes.
So, yes.
Is that on Netflix, or is that coming out of the movies?
I'm not sure. This doesn't, it says in theaters.
Okay.
So I guess that's just old school in the theaters. You have to actually go to it. Also, Freakier Friday.
Right.
For those who liked Freaky Friday, Freakier Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, amazing actress. That comes out next Friday, so that'll be fun. And then Jaws, but it's, summer.
What?
I feel like we're past Jaws.
Jaws?
Yeah, it's being re-released into theaters because of its 50th anniversary.
The original Jaws.
Yep, exactly.
Incredible cast, by the way.
Which I read some random fact that Steven Spielberg had to call his mom like every day because the movie freaked him out when they were making it.
The movie
no joke.
freaked him out?
Yes, no joke. He had to call his mom every single day because
he knew the shark was
I
not
know.
real, right?
I guess it was like so realistic that it gave him nightmares or something. I know. It's so weird. The
Don't
random
tell
stuff
the
that
director.
I know.
Don't
Right.
tell the director, but that shark isn't real.
Yeah, it's not really gonna bite you, but yeah. So we have plenty to look forward to. Hopefully, we have some good bets to look forward to.
Place your bets, place your bets. Here. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you one.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, well, my Cubbies, let's try to get a win here. So they are taking on Baltimore at home. Also, they're making all of their jerseys Ryan Sandberg's number. So everybody's going to have 23 for the game. But give me my Cubbies to win, and we'll go over 7 for Ryan. How about plus 175? Sounds good.
All right, we're going to start. And I don't know how many we're going to get to here. North Carolina Courage, home to the San Diego Wave tomorrow evening at 7:30. The first match after about 6 weeks. Dark. Courage are going to win it.
Nice.
Plus 195.
Oh, nice. And we've also got UFC this weekend. Very excited for that one. Tetsuro Taira is taking on Hoonsung Park. So
I'll take your word for that.
Give me Tetsuro Taira to win. And I'm going to go by submission. That's plus 170.
All right, it was a rocky trade deadline for Baltimore. Not so great for Chicago. Orioles winning in Chicago plus 130. Sorry. Wall of Sound is next.
From the heels
Touchdown, Carolina.
to the canes.
She scores!
He covers it all. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. We're in the preseason, so me and my co-host, WRAL TV's Chris Lee, are back in the trenches with our podcast, Panthers Playbook. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on Panthers news as training camp rolls forward. Insight on the rookies, the fresh free agents and surprises, plus all the insider info on the upcoming season. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopRex.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. Yes, give me my good friends. Give me a dew.
Grab some ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Hurry into Family Fare to get 2 20-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew for just $4. Family Fare, first in thirst.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop, but the perfect time for a Bojangles Bird Dog. A seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supremes, dill pickles, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all tucked inside a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or 2 Bird Dog Combo for just $8.25. Available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
HIV is not a crime, or it shouldn't be.
It's time for the laws to catch up to science.
Join the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation to modernize outdated HIV criminalization laws. Go to etaf.org. Campaign funded through the support of Gilead Sciences Incorporated.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
Get in the hole! That's RitchieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Soto awaits an 0-1. Here it is. Swing and a high fly ball left field. This one's got a chance. Ramos back at the wall, and it's gone! An opposite field homer for Juan Soto. And just like that, the Mets have the lead. It's 4-3 New York, as Soto takes Rodriguez out the other way. Mets 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. The Giants 3-6-0. The bases are loaded. Bottom of the 9, 2 outs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck it out. And that's the ball game. Diaz fans Chapman with the bases loaded. And the Mets win it and sweep the Giants.
Last time they won. That was Sunday. Get back on track tonight. I don't even know who the Mets play tonight.
I was going to say, I don't know who they're playing.
I know the Cubs are playing the Orioles.
Because we just made opposing bets.
We did. Hold
on, I could tell you.
They just happened to be first on the list. I had to come up with one quickly there.
Yeah. Oh, they're still playing the Giants. It says tonight at 7:12.
Oh, the Mets are playing the Giants at home. All right, so at Citi Field.
Yep.
I have a T-shirt that says I'm calling it Shea. I grew up. I have never been to Citi Field ever. Been a Mets fan my entire life. Have never been to Citi Field. They've been playing at Citi now for more than a decade. The last time I went to a Mets game, this is going to be interesting. Last time I went to a Mets game in New York was at Shea Stadium. It was Game 3. Game 3 or Game 4? Game 4, I believe, of the Subway Series in 2000.
Oh.
It has been that long since I have been to a Mets game.
Yeah. Well, it's not around the corner anymore.
No. The last big league games I have been to have all been Red Sox games at Fenway Park.
Yeah. I apparently need to go.
Fenway's
because I've heard it's the best. Every time someone likes
gorgeous.
to debate on which one's the best, it's always Fenway or Wrigley.
Congratulations to Wrigley Field. They will host the 2027 All-Star Game.
Yes.
So there you go. All right. Do I have anything else I need to mention before we go? No. Let's do the Wall of Sound.
The Wall of Sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
No kickball updates.
No, I'm trying to. There's Cornhole is on now.
Oh, whoa, that was a total joke,
Yeah.
but look at that.
Well, cornhole's always on when they do the Ocho.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
well, choices.
Yeah, the American Cornhole League. I don't know if you can wager on it. Let me go to FanDuel and find out if you can wager on it.
I think I read you can get a scholarship. Like kids in high school can actually get scholarships for cornholing. No, I don't know what the technical term
I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to continue. We're going to hear Dave Canales here in the Wall of Sound. Dave Canales, your head coach of the Carolina Panthers, announcing that the main men will play in the preseason.
It hasn't been necessary, really up until today. And I think as we accumulated 3 great days of practice, had a player day off, and you kind of come out and the guys are kind of oozing their way into practice. And so the challenge, and from Chuba at the end of practice was, guys, we can't afford to come out and feel our way through this thing. We have to be ready to go when that first horn blows for 2 hours. We're working, and to kind of have those habits. And Bryce, I think, just sensed it. He hadn't had to up until this point, but I think he could sense just not enough urgency. And so he just kind of, we went through that first rack, came back out and took, 10 or 15 seconds to kind of tell the guys, let's go. It's time to go. So I love that.
All right, now let's get to Dave Canales saying that Bryce and everybody else will play in the first preseason games.
We have a mix of veteran players, but it's predominantly a pretty young team. And I just can't pass up the opportunities. Like the reps in game are valuable, but I think that it goes to the night before when guys know they're going to go out there. They got to make a decision, to play football. And so it starts the night before with the prep. You start thinking about your plan, taking care of your body, making sure you get your rest. You get up, it's your nutrition plan in the morning, body readiness, kind of just like your full game day routines. Those are so valuable. We have three opportunities to do that, in this preseason. And I just really want to take advantage of that. Plus, it's a bunch of new guys playing together on defense and a couple of new guys on the offensive side. We have a little more continuity there, but I just love the thought of them going through that plan, having a first 15 type of thought process, and taking advantage of the preparation.
All right. I want to make sure I've got the right one here. Why did he change his mind from last year to this year?
Experimenting with an approach. I'd been a part of in Seattle where we played our starters all but the last preseason game. They always got some good work in a couple series. And I just think about Pete, what he was looking for at the time was the same thing we talked about was, that mental preparation and readiness to go out there and play football, full speed football. So you think about the hours, there's a lot that goes into getting your mind right to go out there and play this game, so that as much as anything is valuable.
I think it is important as well as you play in practice. There is no correlation between the practice field and the playing field. Now, you should be able to take stuff from the practice field to the playing field. But it's sort of like anybody who plays golf. I don't care how good you are. It's hard. The driving range is the driving range. Sure, it should be the same. Yeah, the ball doesn't move. Nobody is attacking you off the weak side. But it's very different when you put the tee in the ground and the ball on the tee and you have to hit a fairway or a green and it counts. It's just different. And in year 1 of Dave Canales, Bryce Young and that offense, they needed preseason reps. And they didn't really get them except for the one series in the third game against guys who were basically hoping to hook on with the UFL. It was just a mistake to not play those players. Does it mean that it set them back during the regular season? We have no idea. But it certainly didn't help to not go earlier. My sense is that Canales was probably, in some ways, afraid. He used the excuse, well, we don't have our full offensive line. So if you don't have your full offensive line during the season, you're not going to play him? Like, none of that made sense. I got the sense that he was scared of what was going to happen to Bryce Young if it went south. Okay. You got to get through those times. Now, that happened in week 2. And then they pulled the plug on him. Which, whatever. You know, if Andy Dalton's not in the car accident, I really wonder where we are. But anyway, I thought it was a mistake to not play the starters, your players, until we got to the third preseason game. Now, defensively, which according to today was a good day for the defense at training camp, DJ Wanham says we have expectations for ourselves.
Just a winning mentality, a winning standard, you know what I'm saying? We're not setting low standards around here. Everything is championship level, from the physicality to the effort on practice to how you live off the field, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different level, you know what I'm saying? We accept greatness, we accept excellence, we accept, you know what I'm saying, just guys wanting to come to work and be ready to go to work every day. So it's just a new standard. We're not setting for none less. So we're just ready to work every day.
It can't get any worse than it was a year ago. Defense was bad last year.
Real bad.
I actually, when we get to the roundtable, our friend Tim Donnelly, who does the afternoon show here in Raleigh after us, most of you listen to him. I know he is concerned about depth on defense.
Right.
Yeah, you should be. I'm concerned about the starters on defense. It's really hard. Yes, Derek Brown is coming back. A'Shawn Robinson had a really good year last year, but he's an older player. It'll be tough to back that up with a similar year. You don't have Clowney, right? There are new pieces all over the place. If the Panthers could improve to mediocre defensively, just not be bad.
Yeah.
That will be improvement, but that won't be good enough to have a good team. They're not going to have one of the best offenses in the NFL. So they need to have a good defense in order for them to be good. So I have concerns about the starters, let alone depth. The depth is going to be a problem because you can't rebuild everything. I know they threw a lot of their free agent money on the defensive line and at linebacker, and they're going to need all of those guys to hit for them to be really good defensively. The roundtable, where we will discuss the Panthers and more next.
Chapel Hill to Charlotte, Greenville to Greensboro. Your sports, his state. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
Here's how you know the Bill Belichick hype is through the roof. At ACC Media Kickoff, Dabo Swinney, one of the most popular, famous coaches in the country, was walking around giving interviews, and almost no one was following him. That's because every media member was up at Bill Belichick's press conference hoping for just a few seconds of audio from the UNC coach.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop, but the perfect time for a Bojangles Bird Dog. A seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supremes, dill pickles, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all tucked inside a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or 2 Bird Dog Combo for just $8.25. Available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday. The very first Tuesday.
New scratch-off tickets are available on the first Tuesday of every month.
Announcer said first Tuesday.
Brand new scratch-offs, brand new fun. Now from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Every first Tuesday. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21. At Target, back-to-school-a-days are here. What is back-to-school-a-days, you ask? We're talking 7 days of deals on looks and styles the kids will love, at prices you'll love even more. Because back-to-school at Target means getting all of the above. Through August 2nd, save 25% on select kids' clothes, with additional savings to round out their looks, including uniforms, leggings, polos, and activewear. Plus, their new favorite backpacks are 30% off. Happy back-to-school-a-days now through August 2nd, only at Target. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Adam Gold.
He doesn't have many years to choose from.
No, and part of that was COVID. Nobody's picking COVID.
COVID was a great year.
Yeah.
Look, if you invested in Zoom,
oh, that was a good year.
You had a good year during COVID.
Yep.
The Adam Gold Show.
You gotta get him up. That's right, keep it up, don't be afraid.
It is the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria's here. We're going to roundtable in a second. I want to give a shout out to Daniel Wilson. We were talking about MTV and the 44th anniversary of music television showing up on our cable systems. And I mentioned the Take On Me video by that group, Aha, that I don't even know if they had another song, let alone another hit. And Daniel Wilson sent me a video of him playing Take On Me on, it's not really the piano, it's more of an organ, but you can turn the sound into that of a piano. So I think I'm going to have to watch the whole video because I think there's more to it. But thank you very much, Daniel. Great video. Pretty catchy song as well.
It is. I think that one's actually a sad song, too.
Take On Me?
Yeah, even though it doesn't sound like it.
I have not gotten into the lyrics. I do not have the annotated version
right.
of Aha's Take On Me. All right, I'm ready to roundtable.
Camelot. It's only a model.
Oh, what a crew. If you're watching on YouTube, you see Tim Donnelly. There he is. He just waved to the camera. You waved. You actually waved to one of the TV screens.
Normally, it's like a laptop, right? You're looking right in the middle of it,
right.
but no, this one I waved to the wrong spot.
So that's the camera right there. We're on a two-shot.
Now I can wave.
It's a two-shot. Pat Welter would know this, but he's not on camera. He is on the phone. Welter would know about two shots and one shots and things like that from WRAL TV5, sportscaster extraordinaire. All right, we're going to start here. 2 years ago, the Panthers had the worst wide receiver crew in the league. The only contender might have been New England 2 years ago. This year, it looks like it might be the deepest position group that they've got. You got Tetairoa McMillan. You got Xavier Legette. Adam Thielen, Jalen Coker, Hunter Renfrow, who looks reborn as a player, David Moore, veteran guy who Dave Canales loves, and Jimmy Horn, who has opened up a lot of eyes. I'll start with you, Tim Donnelly. We can't keep 7. Who's going?
There's a few different options here. If one is just a cut, I think it's David Moore.
Right.
As loyal as Dave Canales is to David Moore, I think everything he does is a replication of what someone else does, although he's a good special teamer. But I've had this conversation with a few people. I might entertain calling up every contender and going, you look one Adam Thielen away from getting over the hump and seeing what trade value I can get back for Adam Thielen, especially with the emergence of Hunter Renfrow, because then he can go ahead and be your resident old head.
You're Adam Thielen. Pat, your answer to that same question.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with what Tim said as well, just because, like, I like Jimmy Horn, I don't want to cut the late round rookie, and maybe I'm a little biased here because before I came to the Raleigh Triangle area, I was working in Orlando, and I will never forget being at a Sanford High School football practice there to see the quarterback, and this receiver just takes off flying, and it might be the fastest I've ever seen a high school kid run in my life, and I was like, who is that? They're like, it's Jimmy Horn. And then he had no offers at the time, maybe USF,
right?
And then Colorado comes in, and the rest is history. I've seen some great stuff on the socials from Jimmy Horn camp. So yeah, Moore seems like an easy answer. Renfro's got a great story, great comeback. But yeah, it's a good problem to have, right? A problem they haven't had the last couple of years.
It is a good problem to have. We heard Mike Kay from the Charlotte Observer float the idea that they could entertain a trade for Adam Thielen. How do you take the most important player to Bryce Young in his first 2 years and not have him on the roster to start the season? How does that work?
Because I don't want him to be the most important person to Bryce Young anymore.
He won't be, but he has been.
Are you a big Moneyball the movie fan? I absolutely love that movie.
I love the movie. I have my problems with the movie.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay,
but there's one part where Brad Pitt's character Billy Bean wants the manager to start somebody at first base, and he won't do it. So eventually he just trades the guy that the manager.
Yeah,
I kind of I want Teteroa McMillan to be everything that Adam Thielen has been to Bryce Young and more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Adam Thielen's there, he's going to look towards Adam Thielen because it's what's comfortable. So I almost want to walk into the quarterback room and go, you can't use Adam Thielen on third downs anymore because he's a Detroit Lion, right? Because I think they sent the guy to the Tigers in the movie.
They did trade him to the Tigers.
So that's,
he was a good player.
And Canales has been a big rotation guy at wide receiver. I want McMillan out there darn near every play. He's 22, 23 years old. He doesn't get tired. Give him all the reps.
No, I don't think it has to be an either or. I would cut Moore. I would keep Thielen around. Few weeks into the season, when Bryce and McMillan and Leggett have established all of that, then I would be okay with, all right, who wants to come get Adam Thielen? I got it. Pat, is a 5th-round pick something like that? Is that enough? That to me, that's not worth anything.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, you read my mind because the NFL trade market, it just kind of always seems like you get less back than I expect, especially in the draft pick realm. So we're talking about Adam Thielen, who's basically been ready to step into the media the last 3 years, and I feel like has surprised himself with how much he's had left in the tank. You know what I mean? You're not getting anything. So yeah, that's all in on the quarterback. You got a chance to make the playoffs. Cut a guy that's not going to play a substantial role in the team, but netting back a 6th, 7th round pick for Adam Thielen just doesn't seem like the Moneyball kind of decision that Dan Morgan needs to be making right now.
And here's the thing about they just signed him to the contract extension, right?
Thielen?
Yeah, didn't he get a 1-year extension?
I don't. They may have done some restructuring. I don't know if they had time to. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me.
Look, I think he should start the season with Thielen, and then David Moore. David Moore shouldn't play.
Here's the other thing. David Moore
play at all.
And Hunter Renfrow. I don't think they play anywhere else by choice. Renfrow had to be talked out of retirement by Dabo Sweeney from South Carolina. I think he's playing in Carolina or thanks, I'll just, I've made enough money, I'll go to my farm or whatever he's got.
Right.
David Moore is a Dave Canales guy. I don't think he's playing for anybody other than Dave Canales at this point. So you could stash them almost by cutting them. and know that, hey, man, we'll get you back in 5 weeks if we need to. You could do that as well. I just think the only one that I would consider parting with that might bring anything back would be Thielen.
Yeah, I would. To me, Adam, he's on my. I'm going to start a team, and then I'll trade for Adam Thielen, and I'll give up a 7th round pick for him. Speaking of wide receivers, let me go back to you, Pat. Washington has to figure out a way to keep Terry McLaurin, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about, like, building around your quarterback. Like, if you're Washington and you had the breakout of all breakouts in Jaden Daniels and you're not going to bring back his number 1 overall target, now I get, like, the idea of, like, not wanting to pay for past performance. And even Terry McLaurin's past performance has been a little spotty.
Right.
But that's kind of like a chicken or an egg situation because when he's had a quarterback, he's produced. And this is a guy that's, like, you know what I mean? Like, receiver's one of those positions you want to kind of, like, you're always getting new bodies into the NFL with high upside every single year. So the idea of, like, giving him a huge contract, I understand, like, why it's a challenge. But I just think when you're going to try to win the Super Bowl, sometimes you have a quarterback like Jaden Daniels on, the mythical rookie deal. Like, this is your moment that you actually can invest in somebody. So I think they're ultimately going to get the deal done. It's just like the dance we do. And he's holding in, right? Like, he's holding in. Right. So you're one step. You're already in the door. Let's walk all the way through. And I think they get this done. And Deebo Samuel, as we've seen on social media, the big receiver they brought in from San Francisco, emphasis on big. He's still playing into game shape here. So I think they definitely need Terry, scary Terry, to deliver.
And he's more, I mean, to me, Samuel's more of a Swiss Army knife. He's not really your number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Tim, same question, but I'm going to throw another element to you. You can bring them up in whatever order. Other than Jaden Daniels, who's the best quarterback that Terry McLaurin has caught passes from?
I mean, the list is illustrious. There's a Taylor Heineke sighting. There's a Kyle Allen sighting who last night showed maybe what he's turned into.
Yes.
Carson Wentz was there for a hot second. I think it was 9 plays of Ryan Fitzpatrick before he got hurt. So I think you're
Kirk Cousins?
No, Cousins
wasn't there. He was gone.
Cousins was gone.
Okay.
The ghost of Kirk Cousins. I think it's probably Heineke.
It might be.
Other than Jaden Daniels, obviously.
Wayne Haskins?
He
Wayne
caught one
Haskins
from Logan Thomas, who's the tight end, but he was a pretty good ACC quarterback at Virginia Tech. He might be one of the more talented.
Here's it might be a rehabilitated Alex Smith, but he didn't play very much.
Comeback player of the year version, the chewed up chicken wing leg version of Alex Smith.
He did. So, all right. So now back to McLaurin. If you're Washington, don't you have to come up with the best bad contract you can figure out?
So one of my sayings is the best indicator of future results is past results.
Right.
Adam Peters comes from San Francisco. Adam Peters is the GM of Washington. He was a lieutenant in San Francisco with John Lynch, where we've seen Deebo Samuel hold out. We've seen Brandon Ayuk hold out. Both demanded trades, requested trades, whatever you want. Both stayed in San Francisco after making the trade demand and got the big contract they wanted. But here's where I hope Adam Peters learns. Neither of them were good contracts to sign.
Right.
They got bullied into these gigantic signings for wide receivers, and then you mix in the fact that they're not there for training camp, so they're going to start slow. So maybe it led to an injury or two, and it snowballs on you pretty quickly. Thus, Deebo Samuel was available for Washington. So they're already to a point where this is a debacle. Now it's solve it as quickly as you can. It's a do your business or get off the pot kind of situation. Either trade him for whatever you can get. I don't think much because he's demanding $33 million a year, or sign the contract to get it done and get him back so you can minimize the damage.
They've got plenty of cap room.
Mm-hmm.
He's already got a $25 million cap hit now anyway. The cap hit you sign, when you restructure the deal, it's not going to be that much higher than $25 million. So I think they have to get it done. I'll say this. If they don't have Terry McLaurin on the team when the season starts, Washington won't make the playoffs.
I think there's a big Jaden Daniels can do anything after that first year vibe in Washington,
right?
Which you see slowly happen to great quarterbacks. Right at the beginning of a career for Patrick Mahomes, he needs Tyreek Hill and Prime Kelsey and a good pass catcher and this, and then every year you almost take like one weapon away,
right,
and say, can you still get it done? Washington's, I guess, trying that year two.
Can't do it.
They're already like, let's take away your number one, see if you can do it.
Cannot do it. Zach Ertz can't be the number one target for, and Zach Ertz is a dynamite tight end. And Deebo Samuel, again, just sort of a do everything kind of guy. Pat, what did you think of Hawkeye last night on helping us determine whether it was a first down or not?
Wow. So I am currently on Lake Ontario.
Are you really?
And I thought about turning on the game. I'm like,
perfect.
Oh, football's on.
No, Pat, let's pretend that we saw it. I didn't see it either. Let's pretend that we saw it.
If either of you need breakdowns of every carry by Amari and Hampton, I was taking notes.
I saw a couple. He is going to be really good.
We got Amari and Hampton. There was a Naheem Hines showing.
Amari and Hampton is fantasy, for sure. So this is what, like, there's no refs? Is that what you're saying? Like, this is like automatic laser measurement?
That's what they're going to determine whether or not he got the line to gain. We need somebody to help these guys spot the ball, though.
Which is
what are we
still
going to talk
superhuman.
about the next morning over coffee, like in yelling at each other at bars about if we've got robots?
Well, Pat, since you didn't watch, I'll give you how this thing started.
Pat and I are pretending that we saw it.
The very first play, Dan Campbell put a defensive player, a linebacker, back to return a kick. He ran it straight up the middle and fumbled. And before we even got an offense on the field, we had a review. We had a turnover.
Are you serious?
And yes, this is all true. It was literally like we are 15 seconds into this thing, and it feels like week 8. Dan Campbell was scowling on the sideline with the linebacker, former running back returning kicks, and we were in a review. So there
Brian
will be
Urlacher returned kicks at New Mexico.
His son is actually a much more fleet of foot guy, so it's in the genes. But we'll have things to argue about the next day. I promise you. if it's not the measuring system, there will be something. There'll still be fourth down calls we get to debate.
I love it. I'm glad, Pat. I'm glad you didn't watch it either.
I'm a little embarrassed that I did. Now that I know both of you didn't.
I watched. I mean, I thought I would see none of it, but I was intrigued by Trey Lance, and I did see some Amari and Hampton. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not, fantasy football is okay, but I did think, he might be worth the second-round pick. Like, he might be that good for Jim Harbaugh.
If you saw just Hampton and Lance, you saw the good of last night. There was a lot of ugly, but those two guys were solid.
Who's more embarrassed, do you think, if Trey Lance is good? Kyle Shanahan or Dallas, who had him last year and didn't use him?
Yes.
I don't think Trey Lance is good. Like we know this.
Okay.
Like this guy, I never understood it. Like I remember when he's coming out of, North Dakota State.
Correct.
The same school as Carson Wentz, right? And so he's riding kind of those coattails. And I just never, obviously Tim's more the expert here with watching the tape, but I just never saw it. Like I saw some arm strength, I saw some mobility, but neither of it blew off the page. And then he comes to San Francisco, and he has one big deep ball highlight in the preseason and is never seen from again. And so, I am wary of getting too hyped about Trey Lance. Yeah. I just don't think he has it.
I don't think he's going to take Justin Herbert's job.
He is still 7.5 months younger than Tyler Shuck, who is a rookie for the New Orleans Saints.
So there you go.
He was drafted in COVID,
also
right?
does not look good in camp.
Yeah, he was drafted in COVID. He was the non-combine year draft.
That's unbelievable. Tim Donnelly is here. Pat Welter. This is the Roundtable on the Adam Gold Show. 2 more things, and then we'll let you go. You have a show coming up in about 29 minutes.
That is correct.
What was your biggest takeaway from ACC kickoff?
Biggest takeaway, Darian Mensah commanding the room.
Okay.
I thought when he walked in, the analogy I use, it's like when the bride walks into the church and everybody's head just kind of turns and it's like, whoa, what's going on there? I thought he carried like an NFL quarterback carried himself.
Really?
And then we talked to him. He brought all his wide receivers to Tampa for a week to work out. I'm like, that's the Mark Sanchez Jets West thing. That's the NFL thing. He's carrying himself like an NFL quarterback,
and he can afford it.
Yes,
based on what we think we know about the contract, he should be smart, right? Darian Mensah. Pat Welter, your biggest takeaway from ACC football kickoff?
Yeah, I can confirm Mensah dressed well, had a very nice toiletry handbag that he walked out with. So can confirm, he had a lot of swagger. I liked that. I mean, I'll go to the other quarterback, Gio Lopez, who I talked to a little bit too, and he was calm. He's very chill, very well spoken. I enjoyed his presence as well, and I think him and Mensa are similar quarterbacks, and they're just like gamers. They're not like the tallest guy, not the most NFL measurables type guys, but mobile. Gamers, and Gio brings an interesting dynamic with the left-handed quarterback as well. But he didn't play in the spring, so you're kind of like, okay, so that's where tomorrow is huge, right? They're going into camp. Obviously, Bill Belichick won ACC kickoff, right? It was a circus. They got all the attention, all the clicks. That's what Chancellor Roberts has been out there. That's what they want. But it's not really going to matter if they don't have a quarterback, which is what we saw the last few years for Belichick post-Tom Brady, what that looks like. So Gio's got to get in there fast because it is not Max Johnson to me. No. Pre-injury, I didn't love it. Post-injury, I hate it. And Bryce Baker, from our counts of spring, did not appear to be a freshman that's ready to play right away.
By the way, as well as Darian Mensah might have looked, he did not come close to Justin Jolie. That
True.
red suit was amazing. Oh, do we have breaking news?
Breaking news!
Wow,
Look,
we're interrupting the
I'm so excited.
I know. This is like a whole 99.9 The Fan effort. So Dennis just let me know that Micah Parsons requested a trade from Dallas.
Oh, look at that. We've got another guy requesting a trade. If I'm Dallas, that would be a trade. You would get a ton for Micah Parsons, but they're not going to trade him. They're ultimately going to sign him for more money than they could have signed him a year and a half ago, because that's the way that Jerry Jones does business. Final question for both of you. By the way, my takeaway from ACC Kickoff was Dave Doran had takes. Dave Doran's takes, my favorite one was about the playoff where he goes, forget automatic bids. Give me the 12. Actually, he went to 20. Dude. Just give me the best teams, which is, I think, the correct answer. Tim, what'd you think of the Jackson Blake contract? Let's get a little Canes in here.
Here's the thing. Just yesterday, we were comparing 16 and a half months ago, which is mid-March 2024.
Right.
10 new skaters in the forwards and defensemen from that starting five or starting lineup till now. You could maybe go 4 years into the future now and not have that much turnover on the roster, which is insane to think about. And it gives everybody chemistry alongside each other. If you like Jackson Blake and his development, I don't see how it doesn't continue when that ecosystem is darn near the exact same. And I did like Jackson Blake's development. And get all that deferred money in you can before the CBA changes. It's good for the cap.
Yeah, before I'll let Pat answer that. The only two players that the Hurricanes need to sign for next season, Alexander Nikishin and another goalie to go along with Pyotr Kochetkov, and then they will have the full team. It is insane. No, everybody is signed for at least another year. What'd you think of the contract, Pat?
Yeah, I'll answer the Jackson Blake question by answering it with another name, and that's Seth Jarvis. Because that's what I think of when I think of this deal with Jackson Blake and what they're betting on. Because Seth Jarvis, his first year at the Canes, 17 goals. Jackson Blake, first year with the Canes, 17 goals. And the way people talk about Jackson Blake's skill and talent, and we've all seen it with our own eyes, the kid is just incredibly skilled, particularly with his hands, around the net. He's just such fast hands and is so good in short moments, small spaces. My concern would just be are they overloading the portfolio here with small? Logan Stankoven, Jackson Blake, Seth Jarvis, Sebastian Aho. Your core forwards is very, very small, and that's a little bit concerning to me. They still feel like they're if they could bring in another power center or something to just kind of slot everybody into their proper place, but. Overall, Tulski's getting ahead of the curve here, get the 8-year deal before the CBA knocks it down to 7. This is a winning bet. You're going to be loving this contract in 3 years.
I think Jackson Blake in 3 years is going to be going, Why did I sign that contract? No, I mean, I'm serious. I think Jackson Blake, he's not going to be an 80-point guy, but I think Jackson Blake could be legitimately a 50 to 50, anywhere from 50 to 60 points. And then you go, why did I pay? Why am I getting Jesperi Kotkaniemi money here?
And where the cap's going, 50 to 60 points is going to be worth a lot more than 50 to 60 points is now.
More than what Andre signed for, which is 7.75. Tim Donnelly, Pat Welter, you have a show. You can go.
Thank you very
Welter,
much.
you have a lake. So go jump in it. I don't know. Pat Welter, thank you so much, man. Take care.
Yeah, like Jackson Blake on his Zoom interview the other day. I'm going out to a boat, baby.
He was on a golf course, wasn't he?
True.
Which
I was on a golf course.
Yeah,
You're right.
I respect
You're right. I'm
that.
wish casting.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. This was a great roundtable. When we come back, we'll do a little rewind, but also Dave Parker posthumously into the Hall of Fame. There's a bigger story about what Dave was about post-playing career. We'll talk about that next.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Voted best zoo in the nation, North Carolina Zoo and Botanical Gardens is centrally located in the heart of North Carolina. Bring your family to Asheboro for an affordable day trip or weekend excursion to connect with nature and make cherished memories. Discover towering giraffes, pouncing sandcats, and diving seabirds at the world's largest natural habitat zoo. Roam with rhinos on Zoofari or flutter by the exotic butterfly garden during your next visit. Explore more possibilities at nczoo.org.
I had questions about my child's vaccines, so I got real answers from her doctor because we share the same goal, keeping her healthy and strong. Her doctor told me that keeping up with childhood vaccines, getting them at the recommended ages and sometimes together, is a proven way to protect her from serious illnesses, ones that can be prevented with vaccines. Have questions? Get real answers. Talk to your doctor. Visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov. Paid for by NCDHHS.
Ask any college student. If it wasn't for the last minute, lots of assignments wouldn't get done. So if you haven't figured out your plan for college and how to pay for it yet, don't worry, you've still got time. And with the next NC scholarship, you can still get money to pay for most or all of your tuition. To apply, just fill out your FAFSA and you could get $3,000 for community college or $5,000 for public university, and possibly more. See how easy it is to apply at nextncscholarship.org.
Healthcare? Why?
Why is it so hard?
Healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Really?
Really. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting all your benefits, prescriptions, and details on your computer and phone. Convinced?
No, but it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina, making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
One Adam.
Gold.
One Adam.
Gold.
Is he married to a person or just himself? Because I feel like that's very Aaron Rodgery of him to have the twist in there.
It's a very good question.
Oh, I don't know. We still don't know if it's a person.
Would he get down on one knee to ask himself over an ayahuasca?
Yes.
The Adam Gold Show.
I'm actually kind of sad that we weren't able to do this last week, leading into the Baseball Hall of Fame ceremonies in Cooperstown for a lot of reasons. We were just knee-deep in college football, ACC Media Day, and all of this. And just a quick lead-up to this, I was connected with Dr. Robert Cochran through my friend Matthew Lawrence, who we have on from time to time from Lexington, Kentucky. He used to do Duke Radio here. Matthew and I are great friends. And he sends me an email. He says, you've got to talk to Robert Cochran because he knows I'm a big baseball fan. He knows that I'm still somewhat bitter about the 1979 All-Star Game MVP that did not go to Mets center fielder Lee Mazzilli, who homered to tie the game and drew a bases-loaded walk to force in the winning run because Dave Parker threw two guys out at the plate, and Parker got the MVP. I'm bitter, but I'm not really thinking that it was the wrong decision. Robert Cochran is the CEO and founder of Yes and Exercise, and is also, like me, a baseball fan with an affinity for Hall of Famer Dave Parker, who was part of the ceremonies, although it was posthumous for him because he passed away about a month ago. First of all, Dr. Cochran, I appreciate your time. How did you get connected with Parker? Because I know you have history with Dave Parker.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for having me. And Dave, of course, having Parkinson's disease is linked to my dad having Parkinson's disease. When we reached out to the Dave Parker Foundation, told them about what we were doing, which for Dad and I was going to all the ballparks together. They thought that was a great story, and we were able to meet up with Dave. And my dad actually got to have a catch with him in 2018 in front of a Great American Ballpark right before Dad went on the field and caught the first pitch from another guy with Parkinson's and made a heroic catch. And Dave was super sweet. He watched our documentaries, and he actually scouted my dad, said, hey, man, you cut off two runners heading to the plate. So,
nice. That is great. Now, Parker, as we know, he passed away in large part due to complications with Parkinson's. The funny thing is that I was in some ways unaware. He had not been very much in the public sphere over the last several years. When did Dave get afflicted with this?
So he announced in 2012 that he had it, and that began the Dave Parker Foundation, Dave Parker 39 Foundation in 2013. So it was Cincinnati-based and, did a lot within the community there. I wouldn't say he was quiet about it. He was certainly going about living his life and had a lot of impact in that market for sure. Right. So, bigger names, I shouldn't say bigger, but other names like Kirk Gibson, of course, has come out, and he's doing a lot in Detroit, just opening up a center right now. So Dave was doing plenty. And, the thing is, he really, really hit the community well, that people in the community, you'd go places, and they just consistently, oh, my God, Dave was here. He did this. So he affected players. He affected the local folks there. Mm-hmm. He loved Cincinnati. And even though he went in as a Buck because, that was his first championship and had those epic plays, as you mentioned there in the All-Star game, his heart was in Cincinnati, and that's where his community was. So that's where he did a lot of his great work.
Yeah, I know he became a son of that city. I'm sure you feel the same way I do. I grew up. For me, the best era of baseball was late 70s into the early 80s, and that was the We Are Family Pirates, and he was Willie Stargell was, pop, but Parker was maybe the most feared player in the game at that time. And I'm in some ways surprised, and maybe it's, as I throw in a little bit of baseball here, but I guess it's the era where we live in today that we are so numbers-based, and they bring up, win above replacement and how many home runs you hit, rather than take into consideration what his overall impact in the game was. But to me, Dave Parker should have been a Hall of Famer a long time ago.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's interesting you mentioned the change in the game. Certainly I grew up in that era as well, and the We Are Family team. I was a Dave Parker and Pittsburgh Pirate fan before I was a baseball fan. They were such a show. I didn't know, as a kid, I was like, I don't even know what's going on, but this is just awesome with that stuff. My team out here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live was the Oakland A's. And in the early 80s, we got the show that was Billy Martin as our manager, the first era of Billy Ball. But it ushered in what you're talking about later on, the second era of Billy Ball with Billy Beane, when Moneyball really changed the nature of the game and the analytics, the way you go. And there's plus minus to that. I mean, I certainly love those teams because they were doing more with less, and they were exciting. But Dave Parker touched us in the late 80s when he was part of the team that put the A's over the top for the last time in Oakland when they won the series in '89. And it was his leadership. You mentioned Stargell as Pops. Dave Parker was Pops for that A's team. He took those young, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Walt Weiss, and all the pitchers doing what they were doing. He brought them together, and he made them the family that won the championship in '89.
Dr. Robert Cochran, CEO, founder, Yes and Exercise. On the site, you have a Parkinson's pickle where people can help raise money.
Yeah, well, so fans of baseball certainly know the great movie The Sandlot, right?
Yes.
It's all about and so we partnered with David Mickey Evans, the writer-director of The Sandlot, and the Dave Parker 39 Foundation to run this program we call the legendary Parkinson's Pickle. And as part of that, there is an auction. Yeah, and it's legendary. There are items on this online auction that they're amazing. Things like a ring bell signed by Muhammad Ali, a Gibson guitar from Back to the Future signed by Michael J. Fox, Parker ball. So all these things that are raising money for the Parkinson's community so that we can run this cinema therapy program where people in the Parkinson's community get to rewrite their narrative on what it means to live well with Parkinson's. And everybody who bids on these items and gets these great items supports that cause. And we're very grateful at our nonprofit, Yes and Exercise.
Dr. Robert Cochran is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Dave Parker went into the Hall of Fame, 4 weeks after passing. I mean, there's a lot of injustice just because of that, because Parker really was a Hall of Famer. Again, going way back, I don't think there were maybe 10 players in all of baseball for a decade that had a greater that their presence got to the ballpark before they did. Parker was one of those guys. Unfortunately, that whole trial, which Keith Hernandez was hung up in as well, and maybe that is keeping him out of the Hall of Fame, because Hernandez is certainly another one of those players that probably is more borderline than Parker, but certainly deserving of consideration. But I wonder what kind of an impact do you think that had?
Absolutely. Dave mentioned it as such, the part of his career that was, early 80s talked a lot about the drug rehabilitation, and he was very forthright about that. It's something that the writers took a look at, and they say, was this a negative effect on the game? It didn't go as far as certainly, a Pete Rose, somebody like that. Different, right? But it's something that got into people's mind. Now, Dave more than redeemed himself and was both open and And not just like you said in the numbers and everything he did in the game, but how he positively affected other players. You look at the Eric Davises and the Barry Larkins and Gary Sheffields and others. Dave mentored these guys, so that's got to mean something as well as the numbers which are, those are inarguable. But, Dave was aware of this. And like you, in his speech, he said, about damn time. I know I had to wait a little, but that's what you do with fine aged wine.
Robert Cochran, you're 100% right. Dr. Robert Cochran, the website is called Yes and Exercise. The movies are great. I appreciate your time, sir. And you're doing good work. And I hope to talk to you again. We'll talk just baseball next time. And why the A's? It bothers me that the A's are playing in Sacramento. It has to bother you that they're moving to Vegas.
It's heartbreaking beyond belief. Now, I lived in Vegas for 20 years, and I love the community. It's great. I think Vegas deserves an expansion team, 100%. They're a great market, great community, just not the A's. John Fisher is the worst owner in all of sports. He has absolutely decimated the product and the fan base out here in the Bay Area, which loved and supported this team for nearly 60 years. And it's a travesty that Manfred let this happen.
Yeah. By the way, he'd get run for his money from the guy in Pittsburgh, but which unfortunately both connected to Dave Parker. But the A's could have they could have stayed in Oakland, right? That ballpark in the I forget what it's called, the area that the city of Oakland wanted to build it, but they could have stayed in Oakland.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about Jack London Square, and the thing is, you had an owner in Joe Lacob across the town, the Golden State Warriors owner, who had a standing offer on the table to buy the team from John Fisher. And you talk about a success story, and he wanted to build it right there. So you'd have ballparks across the bay from each other. Would have just been epic, right? And would have been economically wonderful for the city of Oakland, which had been struggling so mightily. And by the way, there's problems politically. I understand that with the city, but that takes nothing away from the people and the fans who wanted to support this team. But John Fisher made it so absolutely unattractive in so many ways. And, really drove the team out in kind of a major league-like joke way that, again, Manfred allowed to happen, which, it's a black eye for the sport. It really is.
Yeah, much like Roger Goodell and the NFL turned their back on St. Louis because they wanted to get teams in L.A. That's exactly what Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred did with Oakland. They turned their back because they wanted to get a team to Las Vegas. Robert Cochran, Dr. Robert Cochran, Yes and Exercise. I appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much. We'll do it again.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, we got about 30 seconds. They're into trick shots now on cornhole.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly what you would expect from cornhole.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad what happened to Oakland, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They should have their baseball team. They should have it. But and hopefully they'll get one at some point, because it's a city that has supported it. Victoria, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.